We'll do it streaming! We'll do it streaming! We'll do it live streaming! We'll do it live streaming! We'll do it live! Sheebus. All right, well, all right, so we got a flashing red light in here.
Yeah, it feels like we're being pulled over, or we're at a strip club and one of us is supposed to go to the stage right now.
Jeez, man. All right, so we've got no transmitter. We're whoever's listening to us, we're just streaming now because the Q105 transmitters apparently are on, but there's no audio going from our St. Pete studio to the transmitter site in Palm River area, you know, off the 50th across town. That's where our site is. So something screwed up. Look, all the phones are ringing in here. Yeah, people are calling up.
So what is on the frequency 104.7 right now?
Nothing.
Beep, 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 beep.
That's all they hear?
Yes, Pat. Pat, our traffic guy just rolled in.
Patty, what's up?
Did you come in to tell us we're off the air?
No, you told me to turn it on TuneIn.
All right, is that working?
We're playing Boston.
What?
We're playing Boston on TuneIn.
No, you must have the wrong station on.
Oh, I've got
Are you sure? Well, there's no Boston playing.
I know, but if we're not there, they might be filling it.
All right, can you put on the other apps?
Hey, can I say good morning to Robin and Barron, who's called me and said, why are we not on the air?
Yeah, well, listen, Pat, we have about 100 people calling in right about now, so why don't you just make a long list, like Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Get out of here, Patty.
Hey,
go do traffic.
So you're saying that we're not even on the TuneIn app? Andrew, can you do me a favor? Could you? What apps do you have on your phone, Andrew? Turn on your microphone in that.
I have the Q105 app on my phone.
You don't have iHeart, Odyssey, or TuneIn?
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah.
What do you have, Fester?
I don't have iHeart out of principle.
Yeah, same here.
Same.
Well, I don't understand I don't understand the iHeart deal because no, seriously. So
Me
No,
too.
me neither.
yeah, hold on a minute. Max is calling.
Hey,
Okay.
Max.
Hey, Max, it's MJ. We're on the air. We started for the stream, but we don't even know if we're on the stream. Fester, can you talk while I talk to Max
Yeah.
off the air?
Okay.
Hang on a minute.
Fester.
Just talk.
Roxanne,
Jesus.
Funny thing.
Yes.
I was over the weekend. I went to my friend's house, and he's in South Florida, and he has a big studio for his Twitch TV.
Okay.
And on the door, it says "Streaming in progress. Do not enter."
And that's
And-
about what we are
And
today.
this is what we're doing right now.
You know, Roxanne, the funny thing is, I don't know what the technical issue is,
Yeah.
but I'm amazed this day hasn't happened,
Oh, yeah.
months ago.
I mean, it's always a possibility.
All
Any
right.
day that we walk in is a possibility.
If you're listening to Q105 right now, you're not hearing us, so it doesn't really matter. However, we are are we on YouTube this morning, Andrew?
Yeah, we're on
Yes, we
YouTube.
are.
Okay, all right,
Of
good.
course.
I just want to make sure. So MJTV is still active and it's still functioning.
Yeah.
And for the sake of the folks on YouTube TV, I want to show you what it looks like in here when we are off the air. Andrew, take my camera and look up there. The red light, that means we're off the air. And we've been off the air for how long, MJ?
Gosh, it's been I turned it on at like 5:50.
It was 5:33.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, the signal, the transmitter apparently or whatever has busted here at the station, got wrecked at 5:33.
Was there
So
a pop or a zip
no,
or a...
no.
The weather is
no,
beautiful outside as far as clouds and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Not a cloud in the sky.
All right, so folks, do me a favor. If you're listening to us on the app, if you can hear us, if you're listening to the MJ Morning Show on any of the apps, the iHeart app, and again, we're not an iHeart station, we're a Beasley station, but we're on the iHeart app, which
I have an Alexa in the office.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're even on streaming
I
Alexa
don't know.
devices.
Folks, if you can hear us on the apps, yeah, because Pat, our traffic guy, just rolled in, and he says, say it again?
We are on TuneIn.
All right, so why were you
Okay.
telling me Boston was playing?
Well, maybe I had the wrong one, like you said. But
Talk in the microphone, Patty.
you did have the wrong one.
But listen,
why are you
talk
talking
in the
like
microphone.
hey, you
Talk
I
into the
understand, but
all right,
listen.
all right,
But
yes.
funny, on TuneIn, you're behind TuneIn, right? In
I'm
here.
so- I'm
Right,
sorry?
we're
You're
behind.
behind TuneIn.
like 20 seconds or
yeah.
something?
Yeah, a
Yeah,
good
20
delay.
seconds.
That's
Yeah,
technology.
no,
Pat.
that's the way it works.
Yeah.
I've never
No,
listened to TuneIn. I've never
no,
listened to it.
no. It's all of the apps have a digital processing delay.
Right.
So it's not there's like a 20, 30-second delay in when I speak for it to come out on the apps.
Right.
Well, listen, just
So you're there, you're on
when the regular transmitter, dude, you work in a radio
Talk into-
station
you're
and
talking
you're
6 inches above
you're
the
talking
mic.
above the microphone. Like,
Can I talk like that?
no, just talk
Jesus.
into the
Why-
microphone.
why is he here?
I mean, you
What's
roll
he
in.
doing?
You're,
You're not
I mean,
helping at all.
you've been in radio for 40, how many years?
45.
And you're talking 10 inches above the microphone. You're not even. All right.
The mic doesn't pick it up
All right,
well.
all right, Pat. So we're on.
You're on TuneIn.
All right, turn. Let me prove that. Crank the volume up and put your phone. It works. Okay. All right, thank you, Pat.
All right. Thanks, Patty.
All
We
right.
love
Well,
you.
what's
But you're not
weirder?
on in Lana's office.
Yeah, what's weirder, Pat
Well-
not talking into the mic or us talking and no one can hear us because we're not on air?
No, we're on the app. So if we're on the TuneIn app, I got to believe we're on the Odyssey app, and I got to believe we're on the. Are we still on the Odyssey platform?
I don't
Are we
know.
still? I don't know. We stopped promoting that, but I think we might be still on. But and the iHeart app, which again, I don't get that. You know, again, it's a distribution outlet, but then iHeart gets all of our data, our listener data. I mean,
All
it's,
right,
it's, like
so
it's like a Trojan horse.
Our
Man.
dear listeners are sending me, MJ, if I told you I have 50.
We give iHeart all of our freaking metrics, our data. You know,
Okay,
it's
so look,
just-
here's all the texts I've gotten so far this morning from listeners. I
yeah.
probably have
Oh, God.
40 of them. We are on iHeart, according to
yeah.
a couple of listeners.
All right,
the
so-
Q105 app works.
All right, so here's the deal. So something has happened. The link we're hearing we're on Odyssey. All right, so we're on all the apps. We're streaming right now. What happened? Something happened at 5:33, and it is the link between the studio and the transmitter site. So we're able to create audio from our studio, but that's on a shoestring anyway. So the fact is that these boards and the electronics that run the mixing console, that's on its last leg. Half of our stations were off the air about, a year ago or what? No, maybe 7-8 months ago, because we have two brains that run our stations. And one of the brains died. It took Wild off the air. It took 1010 off the air. It took some of our stations off the air because the equipment is so old that one of the brains died. So the second brain runs Q105, Maxima, 99.5 QIK, and that thing is hanging on by a string. And, that's why we need to build new studios quickly, but that doesn't appear to be happening. So we're playing with absolute ass-breathing fire with another technical aspect. So what has happened here is something is blown in our equipment rack. Max, our engineer, thinks it's a distribution amplifier.
Oh, the distribution amplifier.
Yeah, he thinks the DA, and I'm not talking about the district attorney.
No.
He thinks that the DA has blown because the main Q105 transmitter was on, meaning there was carrier. It wasn't like all staticky when the transmitter's off. Transmitter on, so all you have is just dead silence, but you can hear the transmitters on, but no audio is there. That's called the carrier. And then he switched to the backup transmitter, and same deal, which kind of narrows down that the problem is here at the studio, not at the transmitter site off of 50th, Palm River area
that funky. It's in City of Tampa.
Yeah, it's City of Tampa.
But
exactly.
It's before Brandon on the south of the crosstown.
Exactly. So that's where the transmitter site is, and you got to shoot a signal. We use a microwave dish to shoot a signal from our St. Pete studios across the bay to the transmitter site, and the issue is that the audio is not leaving here. So we must have blown a DA, is what Max thinks. But I don't know if that DA is also responsible for distributing the audio to the equipment that then feeds the apps like iHeart, TuneIn, and the Odyssey app. So who the hell knows? All right, listen, I'm just going to pretend like we're on the air. So I'm just going to go through the motions here. I'm going to go ahead and hit traffic. I'm so backed up. So I lost a whole half hour of my in-studio prep and setup. So I'm fit to be tied. We launch our major contest. We launch our major contest at 8 a.m. The MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher.
We may need that money to buy a new DA.
Yeah. Folks, this I'm telling you right, this could very well be my last day here.
Oh, come on.
I'm fit to be tied.
Come on.
Well, listen, we have enough issues with the measurement system, which is just absolute garbage.
Look, let's make the best of it. We have a lot of people tuning in.
Yeah, no, we don't have a lot of people tuning in.
We have 86 people right now on the live stream. 86.
All right, hey, let's play traffic for nobody. All right.
Still very, very quiet for this Monday morning.
6:23, and hello to all the folks watching us on MJTV and those that are streaming on the streaming applications, which is, a small audience next to, broadcasting. That's why it's called broadcasting, because you have a transmitter with 100,000 watts that broadly casts our signal. But that is broken right now. Well, the transmitters are actually on. They're just making they're on. That's why you don't hear static if you're listening on 104.7 FM. Listen, I'm not going to blow content here. It just makes no sense. I'm not going to blow content for a limited streaming audience.
Okay.
I'm just not going to do it.
So you want to play a little more music? Or
No.
you want to?
No, I'm going to fart.
Do it. Yes. Go.
We've got plenty of audio of that.
I can say the F-bomb. I can say the S-bomb.
Hell yeah, you can.
I can say mother.
Anything.
Oh yeah, because we're not regulated by the FCC right now because we're just streaming.
You said the DTA is busted. When
No.
is it
I said not the DTA, the DA.
The DA.
The DA.
Okay.
Well, no, that's
right. The DA.
That's our engineer's best guess. Distribution amplifier, which takes the audio and then sends it to builds a boost level and sends signal. And Max thinks that, listen, when the main transmitter is on the air but it's getting no audio, and then Max switches remotely to the backup transmitter, and it's the same as the main, that kind of tells you that the problem is here at the building. Whether it's the STL, the microwave dish that sends our signal to the transmitter across Tampa Bay from St. Pete, where we are, over to 50th Street, right off the crosstown, just a little outside of downtown Tampa. That's where our transmitter site is. It tells you that the issue's here because the transmitters are on the air, and you call that carrier. So when a transmitter's on the air and you just have, you can hear that there's no static, meaning that the frequency is being occupied by the transmission, but it's not getting any audio. So that's what we call carrier is on. The transmitters are on. We just have no audio. So
I'm shocked that I understood everything you just said. Thank you for making it simple for a technically challenged person like myself. But when will the DA be fixed if that is indeed the problem? How long till we get one?
Let me show you. See the stack of paper? This is my prep for today.
Oh, geez.
And typically, I get here at 5:30, and I lay this all out and kind of in rows, and I have not even gotten to this yet because I've been running around trying to figure out. I mean, so we're way behind. I'm just fit to be tied over here, and I'm not. Because we're not broadcasting. We are. I'm not. It's like maybe a podcast right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got a big thick stack of content.
Is what
for our
this
podcast.
is. Yeah, but I haven't even. I'm like just so out of whack right now because I haven't even had time to lay things out, and I kind of mentally put the show in my head and how each segment is going to work, and I haven't even got to that yet because I'm running back and forth. I'm going downstairs to my car to listen off of the radio. So I, instead of messing around with trying to figure out inside the building with our busted ass equipment,
well,
I went down to my car, and that's how I determined that if you turn us on right now. On 104.7 FM on a regular radio or your car radio, you'll hear just a little. If you turn the volume up, you'll hear. It's this like weird beeping noise, and who knows what the hell that is. But that's that. So I'm running back and forth. I haven't even, got a chance to lay things out. So mentally, I don't even have a frame for the show today. Well, no, I kind of do because I know all the prep that I put together. I have all my notes, but I'm just behind the eight ball, man.
Okay. First of all, it'll be fine.
And then our engineers live in Georgia. So, well, might as well be. Max, great engineer. Max lives in Spring Hill. Chris, our other engineer, I think he lives in Sarasota or Bradenton or something. So it's not like we have any engineering staff that is close to the studio. So when things break, and they're not here, there's a little bit of a a lag,
Well,
a
MJ,
delay.
it's certainly nice to know that we have this many people who care enough to call us.
Are your texts are blowing up?
Yeah, I've gotten about 180 of them since
Oh,
the
my
morning show has started. I know Roxanne has our Q105 text line. That's blowing up. We have somebody sitting in with Andrew, who I don't think's ever answered our phones before, answering all of these calls saying, we're off the air.
Yeah.
We're off the air.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I took to social media to explain to everybody on Facebook
Yeah.
what's going on. I said, crazy morning today. The gerbil that runs the wheel that keeps our transmitter running has died, and we are off the air. However, we are on all usual streaming platforms.
You know what? I'm gonna do an Instagram live right now. Hang on. How do I? Let me see if I'm still banned from going live, because I had violent language. They banned me from going live. So I think my suspension might be over. So Instagram.
They banned you over your neighbor's lawn when you said I'd wring this guy's neck or something like that?
Yeah. So for those that don't know, I had some of my features with Instagram turned off for a certain time period because with all of the rain we had, my neighbor's lawn clearly, not my neighbor, but in the neighborhood. So the lawn of a person in my neighborhood during my long walks every day, I'm walking by and I'm like, my God, this lawn is trashed. And there were deep gouges, mud. The green grass was covered by like 50% mud because the lawn was saturated. And this dude's lawn service apparently said, we're going to mow the lawn anyway, and was just digging gouges into the lawn. So I put up pictures on my Instagram feed at Certified MJ Radio, and I captioned it with, if my lawn guy did this to my lawn, I would bash him over the head with a weed whacker. So clearly, the idiotic moron algorithm at Meta, parent company of Facebook and Instagram, it can't determine sarcasm. And it said, we've taken your post down because you're inciting violence. I'm like, what? I'm talking, it's a joke. It's comedic. So then they banned me. I mean, what an absolute joke. Hang on, let me see if I can go live here. Yeah, live. Hang on. All right. 3,
Is it
2,
allowing you?
3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm now live.
Okay, good.
So we're also on MJ TV.
Right.
Yeah, we're also on MJ TV.
All of our YouTube channels working. I just punched just up during the commercial break on the MJ Morning Show Alexa device.
Right, and that's working?
It is.
Yeah.
Everybody's telling me that we're on the streaming platform. So there are people out there.
Everything's working except our broadcasting.
That's a problem.
Our transmitters are off. So, So we're live now on my Instagram feed, and I'm looking at the count go up, 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 up. Oh, yeah. All right. So, folks, for those, I'm looking right into my phone now. For those of you that are trying to listen to us on 104.7 FM, it is not your problem. It is this dumpster fire's problem.
It's not you. It's
No,
us.
It's us.
It's not you, it's us. Exactly. So for those that are watching me on Instagram Live, we are able to stream on the streaming platforms. I'm able to talk to you. My phone works. I'm able to do Instagram Live right now, but 104.7 FM here in Tampa Bay is off. Now, I got a little technical a little while ago. The transmitter's actually on, but something here at the studio in St. Petersburg has broken, so the audio is not leaving our studio here to get to the transmitter. The audio is able to feed to the apps, but we can't get the audio from the studio to the transmitter. So that sucks!
All right. Hey, I just had...
I'm pissed off!
We know.
We start a major contest this morning at 8 o'clock.
You know, it's a full moon today.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a blue moon. Very blue that we can't be heard.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah, so Fester just brought up the MJ TV stream.
And you can see the little police siren light that we have in the back of MJ. It's not, you can't see it in the frame, but it's just glaring. And yep, MJ, it's so funny.
It is.
It's so sad. It's funny. We can't help but to laugh.
It has like nightclub vibes, but also you're getting pulled over vibes.
The flashing red light. I just jacked the camera.
All right. So
and the flashing red light shows that we're off the air.
how would you like to hear the worst idea I've ever thought of in my whole life?
Oh, you've had a couple.
This is pretty
What's
bad.
that?
If we're still off the air when we get back from this next commercial break, which I think we have to do.
Dude.
Yeah, we're
Max,
going to.
Max has to drive from Spring Hill, which is a 45-minute drive. All right, we will be off the air when we get back from the commercial break. You know, I'm just going to do the commercial break.
Hold
now.
on.
Yeah, what?
For the early crowd,
Yeah.
let's have them call in. And they get to yell their favorite curse word on the air.
Oh, that's actually a great.
I mean,
Listen,
we never get to do that.
No, because the minute we did that, the transmitter will pop back on.
Yeah.
I'll keep my eye on the light.
No, there's a delay on that. You can't do
If
that.
Max is driving from, we have till Max at least gets here.
See,
We're going to be off the air for the next hour and a half, at least.
Let's have some fun. Hey, MJ, I sent you a story last night.
What are
I
we
had
going to
this
do? Fire us?
Great swearing story that happened in my family about the F word. The F word controversy in my family.
You don't have to say the F word.
I can say it.
Yes,
exactly.
I know. Let's have listeners call in. Phone lines line up. When we get back, we're still going to be off the air for an hour. Call it. Give us your favorite curse word. Let it out. And
we're not going to do that.
I told you it was the worst idea I've ever had.
We're not going to do it because then the transmitter will suddenly pop back on. So, is our live stream frozen?
No.
Oh,
No,
you hit pause?
I hit pause on it, yeah.
All right. Hang on. Here's Pat with traffic, whatever.
Well, for the first.
It's morons in the news. How many times can I say morons? Morons, 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 morons. On the MJ Morning Show, only on
Typically we'd be doing morons in the news here, just like the little promotional sweeper just said. But I'm not going to waste content. I've got good stuff.
Hold on.
I'm not going to waste content on a limited streaming audience. Yeah. Listen, not that I not disparaging it, but I'm just, we're not broadcasting now, so I'm not gonna waste the hours and hours and hours and hours that I spent this weekend preparing for the show. I'm not gonna blow content on our stream. So you know what I want to do? I want to go to phones.
Good.
I'm not gonna take Fesser's suggestion and have listeners call up and curse. No, Fesser.
After I thought about it a little longer, it really could go off the rails.
Yeah, it could. What I'd like to do is go to phones right now and tell me what you did this weekend.
Let's have a little chat.
Let's just have a chat. If you're an MJ Morning Show listener and you're listening on the stream right now, because that's the only place you can hear us, because the broadcast transmitter is transmitting jack crap. So I'll open phones right now and we'll just take phone calls. Just have a little chat. Who are you? Where are you calling from? What'd you do this weekend? How are the kids?
How long you been listening?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
Okay.
What do you do for work? I'm just filling time right now.
Speaking of which, what did you do this weekend, MJ?
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So if you are listening to us on any of the apps, if you're listening to us on Alexa, the Q105 stream, if you're watching us on MJTV, you can phone us up right now, 800-990-1047. I think the phones work. Yeah, phones are ringing. I don't even need to screen these damn calls. I'm just going to pick them up as they come in. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
Hey, this is Daniel from Spring Hill.
Hey, Daniel from Spring Hill. Oh, that's a coincidence because that's where our engineer lives, so it's going to take him 45 minutes to get to the studio.
Oh, man. I was wondering what was going on. I was just making sure you guys were alive and still kicking over there.
Yeah, well, we're alive. The equipment is not alive. We've warned them. We've warned them that this place is a technical ticking time bomb for years, but there just seems to be no urgency to modernize the equipment, and we have failures like this.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Are you still live on the online?
Yeah. So we're you're not even listening online. You're just calling in because you turned on 104.7 FM and you're getting jack crap, right?
Yeah, that, and it's kind of scary as hell whenever I go into my car and I turn on the radio and I just hear nothing but nothing.
Yeah, if you turn up the volume, if you turn the volume up in your car, you'll hear a little. There's a weird digital beeping. Yeah, that's very attenuated, and it's way down. But if you turn your volume up on the actual car radio or a home radio that gets 104.7 FM, there's just this weird little noise. But that's what's going on here, pal, is our equipment sucks. The equipment sucks, and we're off the air, but we are streaming, and we are on MJTV.
I've listened to you since I was like 7 years old, and I'm 36 now.
Oh, wow.
And, this is actually the first time I've talked to you, so, yeah, that's pretty... It's a different way to meet someone, I guess.
Yeah, was it all meant to be? Is that what you're saying? It was just meant to be. We're meant to have this technical difficulty, and now look, we're talking to you right now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad we're off the air, so I got a chance to talk to you. Yeah. No, listen, it's, you kind of take for granted. Well, I don't take for granted. That's not the right word. It's, you don't realize, all the people that have listened to you for decades, and that's just cool that you've been listening to me since you were 7, and you're now, you said 37?
I'm 36.
36. That's insane. Hey, buddy, thanks for calling in. I appreciate your concern.
Yeah, you keep safe out there, guys.
All right, thank you. Have a great day. All right, let me grab Mike in St. Pete. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing not well right now.
That's not the best question to ask MJ this morning, Mike.
I'm pretty pissed off, Mike.
I know. I turned on the radio. I'm listening to you now through iHeart.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
We listening to us on the iHeart app as we give iHeart all of our listener metrics and data. Just Trojan horse, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Yeah.
I freaked out because I couldn't listen to you. You guys get me through my workday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, Mike, I appreciate it. Well, listen, we're on the apps, so you'll be able to listen. Listen, just an honest programming note. I'm not going to do regular content here and just kind of waste it on a much smaller audience. So I'm just going to take calls from guys like you.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, no. Listen, something different. Hey, so Mike, what do you do for a living?
I'm a seafood production. I work for U.S. Foods.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the big, Cisco, U.S. Foods, Progressive,
Cheney Brothers.
Yeah, Cheney Brothers. Yeah. I mean, a lot of big, food distributors out there. So, what kind of seafood you working on right now?
I'm sitting in the car right now. I got to put my headbuds on and go in right.
All right. So what's the first thing you got to do this morning? You got to deal with halibut?
We do halibut. We do
tuna.
Tuna.
Grouper.
Fish. And we're.
How about clams and oysters?
Yes.
How about crab legs?
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh, do you package the boxes, or do you? I mean, it's already frozen, right?
I process most of the tuna, swordfish, grouper, snapper.
Wow, fantastic.
Any of that makes its way to the back door?
Fess, what are you talking?
I'm just saying, maybe I can. I would love.
What do you want to?
What that chicken wing woman thing? Is that what you're trying to do?
You want to pull up your 2010 Cadillac DTS and have some tuna fall into your trunk?
Mike, what are the odds if I came by the place, you're not having a smoke break, and just throw a case or two of tuna in the back of the...
Zero. He's not going to lose his job.
Yeah. He's not going to lose his job. They're never going to know. They have all these cases. Come on, they're not going to miss one little buck. Mike, text me directly.
Mike, do not listen to Fester.
No, listen to me.
Do not put your job in jeopardy by having some tuna fall off the truck into Fester's trunk.
Yeah, hey, listen, I get a good price, so if you ever want to come, he's welcome.
Send me a text.
Text Fester 813-310-8444. Don't get yourself in trouble because we're still
stupid.
All right.
Yeah, if Mike gets a good price, MJ, I'll even get you a case of tuna.
Right.
How about that?
Well, it depends what kind of tuna. I want Pacific bluefin. I want the stuff that sells at the Tokyo Fish Market. For the fish
we only get those bluefin once in a while.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want some bluefin. All right, buddy. Hey, Chris, thank you.
Hey, one more thing.
Mike, rather. Yes, Mike.
One more thing.
Yeah, Mike.
Sheepshead Bay Road. I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So Sheepshead Bay Road is Del Mar Pizza. That's the world's best pizza.
You know what? It's on my. Yeah, that's been on my list. Are they still around?
Yeah, they should be.
All right. Yeah, Del Mar Pizza, Sheepshead Bay in Brooklyn. All right, buddy, I'll make sure it's on my list, okay?
Yeah, let's become good friends and swap some fish, Mike.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Oh yeah,
MJ.
yeah. Just do your number again. I didn't have time to write it down.
It's everywhere. It's 813-310-8444. Personal cell phone.
Got it.
You got
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Hey, wait something. I'm listening to you.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Day till 10.
All right. Hey, so Andrew, our commercials that we play do not go over the stream, right? That's so
They go over Alexa.
Yeah.
They
So
do? Okay.
Yeah, I hear them on Alexa.
no. Those are filler commercials. So the ones that are scheduled to play on 104.7 FM, those commercials, those do not.
No, I heard a commercial. Okay.
No, those are filler. It's different
Maybe
content.
it's different on different platforms.
Yeah,
I think Alexa plays the commercials.
Who the heck knows? Anyway.
All right, we got a bunch of calls here, MJ.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with calls. I mean, we're off the freaking air.
Why even go to commercials when we have to? Who cares, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's up with
I mean,
that? I mean,
yeah,
they're going to have to make goods for all them. Who knows?
Oh yeah, this is a traffic nightmare. And I'm not talking about the car traffic.
Yeah,
the commercial scheduling. This is going to be a nightmare for those guys.
All right, we got 7 people on hold. Let's get
I
to
know.
this phone.
Every single line is all jammed up here. Let me grab. Let's see. Chris is in New York City. Hi, Chris. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, riding on Metro North right now. I always listen to you guys in the morning.
So you're coming from Westchester into the city, or where are you going?
Oh, no, I work in Yonkers. I work in Broadway productions.
Yeah.
We build sets for Broadway shows.
Oh, wow. That's great.
We've talked with you before.
Yeah. So hold on. Yeah. Oh, Chris has called in many times.
We love talking to you.
Chris, so you live in what, Queens or something?
I live in Astoria. So incidentally, I recommend Zio Pepe's for pizza because I've talked to you about Rosario's. Rosario's is actually so. Like it is a very known place, but the pizza wasn't that good. It was pretty mid for what it was.
Yeah, I've been to Rosario's. Rosario's is in Astoria.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But Zio Pepe's is better. It's right down the street.
Yeah. How do you spell that one?
Ziopepe.
Yeah, I might have that on my list as well. Yeah, Chris. So listen, have a nice trip up to Yonkers.
Thank you. All right, I'll listen.
All right, thanks for checking in. We're just taking calls here because we're not on the air. Our transmitter's off. We got studio problems here, so we're just streaming. That's what we're doing. We're just taking phone calls. Hey, let me grab Juan in Clearwater. Hey, Juan, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ.
Hey, Juan, what are you doing right now?
I'm driving to work, listening to you on the YouTube.
Yeah, what'd you do this weekend? What'd you do Saturday and Sunday?
I actually took it pretty easy. Didn't really do much, but
did you just hang home and just watch streaming TV shows, or what'd you do? Would you Netflix it all weekend?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just relaxed. Like I said, I took it easy. I work in construction. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you do for a living? What kind of construction do you do?
Concrete, masonry work.
Commercial, residential, what type of stuff?
We do a little bit of residential and jumping into commercial.
All right.
A little bit.
Oh, very good. How long you been in concrete, Juan?
Since 2012.
What's your favorite PSI load concrete to work with?
PSI load?
Or whatever they call it. How do they measure the concrete strength and the load that it can take?
Right. Well, typically it's 3,000 psi is the bare minimum. But
yeah, see, I kind of know what I kind of know what I'm talking about.
I was just surprised that you knew something of.
Oh, don't be surprised, Juan. You know something about everything.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's a connoisseur. So, MJ, I love you, man. You're an awesome guy. Don't get down on what's going on right now. I just want to say I've been listening to you since 2008 when I started. Working in construction, and when you went off air, I was bummed out. I literally found out about you from the billboards back in 2022, and I had no idea you were on. I believe a year.
Yeah, we're on almost 2 years by that time.
Yeah, right. And I just I've been listening to you. I'd be bummed out if you tried to leave. I don't know if this is getting you down or not, but love you, man. Love you guys.
Hey, I appreciate it. But listen, I got to be honest. I've been bitching about the studios and the equipment here since I got here. They promised me a new studio in 2020. Yeah, they promised me a new studio in 2020. And here we are in August of 2024. We still do not have a new studio. And it's very, very frustrating. We've been warning them that, the equipment here is going to fail. We clearly have a major failure. And I got to be honest. I'm just fit to be tied. I'm so pissed off. You work all weekend prepping a show. We have a major contest. We got the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher that's supposed to start in an hour and 5 minutes, and we're not on the air. So I'm really pissed off, Juan. And I got to be honest. I might just walk. I might just say I'm done.
Well, I appreciate you coming back and at least giving it a go.
Yeah.
What radio is today, as you say, and
radio's rough. The whole media business is rough. TV, radio, print. You got the Tampa Bay Times. They're like laying off another 20% of their staff or whatever they're doing. So, all right, buddy. Juan, thank you. Have fun with the concrete today, and keep in touch with us, okay?
Well, dude, thank you.
All right, thanks, man. All right.
MJ, as irate as you are today,
Yeah.
I think I like this side of you. You're just like a cool guy talking to friends.
I'm so pissed off. I'm like mellow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's not irate. Irate's not the word, but it's just this level of calm frustration that we have right now. And it's across the room.
Keith in Spring Hill. Hey, Keith, you're on the MJ Morning Show, streaming only. Hi.
Hey, good morning, sir. How's it going?
Yeah.
How you doing today?
Yeah, it sucks.
That's what it sounds like. Just like Roxanne said, you are very mellow, which is not like you at all. It seems like you took some kind of Xanax.
This is what's called the quiet before the storm. When the show is over and MJ gets his hands on the manglers here at the radio station, that's when the real storm's coming.
It's going to be like Homer Simpson and Bart, where you're choking someone.
You know what? This is like the tropical depression before the Cat 5 hurricane that's going to be here in a little while once we're off the air.
Keith, thanks for phone. Thanks for what do you do for a living, Keith?
I'm actually in construction as well. I work for a shell contractor. We do commercial and residential. It's mostly concrete, block work, and framing is what we handle.
Awesome. Listen, thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, sir. You have a good rest of your day.
All right, 800-990-1047. If you're listening to us on MJTV, if you are listening to us on any of the streaming apps, just phone in. I'm just taking phone calls to fill up space here because I'm not going to waste my hard-earned content prep time that I spent hours and hours over the weekend to put together. I'm not going to waste content now on just the stream. So I'm just going to take phone calls and ask people how old their kids are. If you want to get on, folks, 800-990-1047 is how you get in. 800-990-1047. Cindy's in Palm Harbor. Hey, Cindy, welcome to the MJ Morning Show off the air. Hi.
Hi.
Yes, Cindy, what are you doing right now?
I am home getting ready for work. I work for a doctor's office.
What do you do? Are you like the back-end office management? Are you a nurse? What do you do?
I'm not medical. I'm front desk.
Oh, you do front desk. And what type of doctor is it? Is it an ass doctor?
No, it's close though.
What type of doctor?
OBGYN.
What? I'm sorry. What?
OBGYN.
Oh, OBGYN.
MJ, I can't believe she tossed up a great guessing game.
What?
You said ass doctor. She said close. I instantly thought urologist. We could have had a little guessing game.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
And is your doctor's office in Palm Harbor?
It is.
Oh, very good. Great. And how long you been in the medical field, Cindy?
Probably 10 years. I used to work for a spine company, and now I'm with these guys.
What kind of sign company? Like the ones that put up like Arby's and McDonald's signs?
No, Spine. S-P-I-N.
Oh, Spine. Wait a minute. You said, usually don't hear, I used to work for a spine company.
Yeah.
I thought you said I used to work for a sign company.
It's a spine surgeon.
Spine surgeon. Okay, thank you.
Spine surgeon. Andrew, hold on 1 second. Hang on. Cindy, great to talk to you. I got to talk to Andrew because, believe it or not, Andrew has to leave for jury duty right now.
Well, it's crazy.
In the middle of. I'm sorry. What was that?
Let me tell you one thing. I went to the Earth, Wind, and Fire and Chicago concert on Friday.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yay.
Yes, they're very, very talented guys.
No, listen. How much of Earth, Wind, and Fire? How much are original and how much are just like new members?
Just Wind.
Three of each. 3 on Chicago and 3 on Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Gotcha. Where was it? Where was the show?
At the amphitheater.
At the amp. All right, but hey, thank you, Cindy. Have a great day today.
Have a good day.
All right, thanks. All right, Andrew. Can you imagine? So who knows who's going to keep up with Wide Orbit and keep us tracked?
So we have somebody sitting in who's very well versed.
God, what a... and Andrew has to leave for jury. Andrew, turn your microphone on, would you please, Andrew?
It's on.
What? All right, well, we'll talk into it.
It's on.
All right, so, folks, Andrew has to leave for jury duty right now. I mean, talk about a day. So Andrew got to fill in to... Well, you're going to love this. Our normal trained fill-in is Ryan Hoppy, who's worked at every single radio station in the entire state of Florida. All right, so
amazing.
Ryan, Andrew. Well, Andrew, wait. Tell Andrew not to leave yet.
Andrew,
Andrew,
where's Andrew going?
He's going to walk into the studio right behind you.
Come on,
okay.
Andrew, come
go to microphone number 2.
Is that how this works?
All right, yeah. All right. So Andrew, you're filling now. Who's trained is Ryan, and Ryan does a nice job. But Ryan, when Andrew said to Ryan, "Hey, I need you to fill in for me on the 19th." of August, I've got jury duty.
This is 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, Ryan says, no, I got a funeral in Chicago.
What?
How the hell do you know you have a funeral in Chicago 3
They
weeks?
plan killings in Chicago.
I guess that's right. All right, so Ryan's at a funeral in Chicago today. Then Tyson, our second backup, is our promotions guy. And wait a minute. Did you tell Tyson, like, last week that we need you to fill in?
Yeah.
And then suddenly...
I'd let him know on Sunday.
And then suddenly he has 2 appointments today.
Right.
On the day that he is supposed to fill in?
Yeah.
All right, so who do we have?
We have Sue Haley.
Hi.
Hey, how you? What? Your name is what?
Sue Haley.
Sue, I don't think I've ever seen you here. Our hours must be opposite, huh?
Completely the opposite. Also, you probably can't see me because I'm so short. It's just me and my forehead.
No,
That's all you can see.
I see you from your nostrils up.
Yeah, MJ knows a thing or two about seeing short people. He's got to go.
Andrew, trust me.
I can't effing be late.
Dude, it's a zoo there. You're going to be...
Yes, all the more reason he has to go.
No, hang on a minute.
No, go, Andrew. Go, Andrew. Go, Andrew.
Okay, hold on. So remember...
Andrew has jury duty at the Hillsborough County Courthouse right now. And
the one time we want to talk to Andrew and he rushes out.
Yeah, but MJ, you have a thing where when someone's walking out the door, you're like, wait, just one more thing.
First of all, he has plenty of time. The thing that's bothering Andrew is, remember you were saying how call the number the night before? See if you were excused.
All right, so here's the deal. Andrew calls over the weekend, and it says that no jurors for today in Hillsborough County are being excused. Andrew's juror number is like 1,110 or something. He's got a crazy high juror number. Yeah, let me call the jury line quickly. Hold on. All right, how do you do this? Do you have to hit a 9 here anymore?
I don't know.
813-276-8100.
It's a public number.
Oh yeah, it's the public. It's a courthouse number. 813-276-8100. And then I got to
You
follow.
have called Hillsborough County Clerk's office outside of normal business hours.
I know.
If you wish to speak with a representative, please call again between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
No, I need the,
Monday through Friday.
No, I need the juror number.
Press star to repeat this information.
Yep.
Press star to repeat this information.
I don't want to repeat it. I need to put.
You still there? You have called Hillsborough County Clerk's office outside of normal business hours. If you wish to speak with a representative, please call again between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Please.
I don't think Andrew gave me the right phone number for the jury line. Fester, do me a favor. Could you go to the internets and give me the phone number to call? Andrew texted me, I think, the wrong number.
I mean,
for the jury line.
You got the courthouse there. I mean, it sounds like.
No, it would. There's a special.
I know.
Type in phone number for Hillsborough County jurors.
Hillsborough
Yeah.
County.
Folks, listen, I can be as loosey-goosey. This can be as big of a crap fest as need be. Yeah.
Hey, we have a couple other things going on today that I need to speak to you about. That you know about both of them.
Yeah, why don't you tell Linda Hurtado to
Okay.
let's change the dates on that.
Yeah. Unless she wants nobody really hearing
why
what
don't you? Because I have no idea how long we're going to be off the air.
All right, so
Hey, Linda, our equipment's broken.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is the number you have 276-8100?
Yeah, that's what I just dialed.
Extension 4747?
Yeah, but it didn't even give me an option to dial an extension.
If the phone number recording isn't working, jurors can call an emergency number at 813-272-5300. At the bottom? See there at the bottom of this paragraph?
Yeah, but on his juror summons, there must be a different number because you call up and then they leave a message for you on whether you need to show up.
I'm with you.
Let me go back to phones.
All right.
Give me the call screener
There
here.
you go.
Anyway, so Andrew has fled now to go to jury duty.
Is there some big murder trial that's starting soon or something? Some crazy trial?
No. You know what? I asked a judge friend of mine. I texted a judge buddy yesterday. I said, hey, is there anything big that's going on at the courthouse on why no jurors are being excused? My producer is juror number 1100 something, and he still has to report. I mean, a lot of times they'll waive off jurors if your number is 400 or later, you don't need to report. I mean, I've heard of that, but they want like 1,300 jurors to show up today. It's going to be a zoo down there. All right, let me go back to phones. Again, every single line is ringing here. I'm going to pick up just line 5. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
This is Jacob, MJ. How are you doing?
Jake, look at this.
Hi.
Jacob. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. MJ. MJ, guess what, MJ? It's been a long time since I talked to you. I don't think I talked to you ever since we did that last game that we did, me and you. Remember that?
I do. So, Jacob, why don't you call us?
Because when I try to get you, MJ Kelly, sometimes Andrew will pick up the phone, and then sometimes you guys are busy,
Yeah, well, we might not be taking phone calls, but, listen, Jacob, you're welcome to call anytime. So, Jacob, how do you typically listen to us? Do you listen to us on the streaming apps or MJTV, or do you listen to us on 104.7 FM?
Well, I listen to you guys on my Amazon Alexa, and I try to get you guys on my smart TV. Although one time, MJ Kelly, I did get you guys on my smart TV, and then the videos went off, so I had no idea what happened there. So I don't know if I got the live stream or if I got the video,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're able to listen because the actual 104.7 FM is off right now, so people cannot hear us on the traditional broadcast methods of transmission.
Yeah. And I just heard Sue Haley. Can you believe that? I haven't talked to Sue Haley in forever. Can you believe that?
No. Wait a minute. So you know Sue Haley?
Yes, I sure do.
How do you know Sue Haley?
Well, because she was on Hot 101.5 before.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Of other radio stations. She's been she's worked. Sue Haley's worked in radio. I just met her today. Okay. She told me she's worked in radio for 8 years.
Well, there we go.
MJ, I will challenge that there is no finer local Tampa radio in very recent history than Jacob. He listens probably to more radio than anybody I know.
I actually remember Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's Sue Haley right there.
Yeah. So, I got to be honest.
Sue Haley, how are you?
Good morning, Jacob.
Sweetheart, I miss you, Sue Haley.
Oh, this is great. Look at
You
this.
are missed too.
It's like a reunion here. It's fantastic. We're gonna have tears of joy here in a moment. Hey, Jacob, I'm gonna grab some other calls. Jacob, keep in touch with us, okay, buddy?
I will. And MJ, listen, MJ, please don't leave Q105 because if you leave, MJ, trust me, MJ, I'm not so sure what other station I would listen to.
Well, listen, this place is on my last nerve right now. I got to be honest.
Don't worry about it, MJ. Don't worry about it, MJ. Just don't leave me, okay, buddy?
And Michelle wants to move to Fargo or something. All right.
Do that, MJ. Come on, man.
All right, Jacob, call us soon, okay, pal?
Okay.
All right, have a great day. Hope your day is better than mine.
It's a lot better than It's a lot better than yours is because you're there, MJ, and with you there, MJ, you just make my day. You better believe it, man.
Thank you, Jacob. Have a good one, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Let me grab, how about Robin in Tennessee? Tennessee. Hey, Robin in Tennessee, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to let you know that I have listened to Q105 since the 70s. And a few years ago, I moved to California, and I took you all with me. And now I live in Tennessee, and I took you with me here. And I listen to you every morning on my walk.
Well, that is absolutely awesome. Thank you, Robin. I'm glad you were able to hear us. So you're in Tennessee. You don't even know that 104.7 FM is broke-ass busted right now because you listen on the stream anyway.
Yeah, I'm listening. I have the app.
Which one do you listen to? Do you listen on the Q105 app or one of the competitor apps?
No, Q105 app.
Awesome.
That's what I listen to in San Diego as well.
Awesome. MJ, she brings up something that's really very important to us.
Yeah.
Our listeners, especially on the streaming platforms, sometimes are far away. I mean, I'm looking at the board here of callers, and almost every caller is outside of the Tampa Bay area because this is their daily routine.
Yeah.
That nothing is off to them.
You know what this tells you? It tells you that the bulk of our listeners locally listen on 104.7 FM.
Absolutely, what you would expect.
And I'm looking at the board right now, and the phone calls, the people that are listening to the app, Tennessee, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Orlando. Oh, here's a Lakeland.
Yeah, so that's in our area.
Robin, thank you for calling in.
Obviously, but
You're welcome, and you'll have a great day. It'll get better.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
All right.
Robin.
Thank you.
800-990-1047. That opens up a line here. If you are local, call us. 800-990-1047. Joel is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hey, Joel, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, how you guys doing today?
Sucky.
Yeah, that's the wrong question today, Joel.
Hey, the sun's shining in beautiful Fort Wayne, Indiana.
I don't know if beautiful in Fort Wayne.
The sun's always in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Did I ever tell you the time, MJ, I almost got stopped? I did get stopped by TSA at the Fort Wayne, Indiana security.
I don't recall that.
I texted you a couple times, Fester. You're familiar with the RV plant in Decatur?
Oh, that's the Rev plant. That's right. I've been to Fort Wayne several times, going to the Rev factory in Decatur, and
I unfortunately spent one summer having to work in that dump.
Well, yeah, it's a sight to behold, that's for sure. So, MJ,
and it's the only reason it's a dump is because there's a manure farm right back behind the plant, and when they'd have to open all the doors in the summertime because it got so dang hot in there,
Yeah, so
the place might spontaneously combust. I think it's very, very fitting that we're talking about manure right now.
And it's appropriate to, this radio station is not too far from it.
Yep.
So, Joel, last time I went to Fort Wayne to go to Decatur, my wife sent me on a mission. She goes, don't come back home without the big bucket of Meyer pasta salad, right? And I was like, okay. So after the trip to the RV plant, I swing by the Meyer and I buy a big square bucket of the pasta salad. I put it in a little soft side cooler and I put it through security. MJ, did you know that the big package of macaroni salad through the TSA screener looks just like a bomb?
Yeah. You know what? I can't remember what it was, but I once brought a food through as well, and they thought I had C4 plastic explosive in my carry-on luggage.
So suddenly these guys in Fort Wayne, Indiana, who probably doesn't see a lot of action, pull me aside and start interrogating me as to what's in the bag before they even touch it. And I tell them it's pasta salad with a smirk on my face, and they're like, come on, really now, what's in the bag? Make it easy on yourself. Just tell us what's in the bag. I'm like, it's pasta salad. And I opened it up. They showed me the x-ray of it, Joel. And as the pasta salad got more dense toward the center,
I don't think they were supposed to show you that, because
now we're friends. Once they saw it was pasta salad, we're just a bunch of good old boys.
But it's my understanding that you're not supposed to see the screen. They don't want people seeing the technical aspects of what they look for on the screening machine at TSA.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Dustin and Hank, who worked at TSA in Fort Wayne, Indiana, had no issues.
Dustin and Hank.
They looked like this big bomb ball with all these little macaroni hairs hanging off of it. They didn't know what the hell it was.
All right, pal. Thanks for calling in, man. All right.
Hey, no problem, MJ. Have a great day.
You too, Joel. Thank you. Let me grab KK in St. Pete. Hello, KK. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. How are you? I mean, don't answer that. I already know how you are.
Yeah, I'm fit to be tied.
Yes, me too. I only called in because I'm local, and I heard you guys saying that, most of the people who listen on the apps or whatever are, far away. One was in New York, one was in Tennessee, I think. Yep. But I listen on the app every single day. Well, when you guys are on the air. Just because, it's easier for me, I guess.
No, listen, KK, you're right. There are actually, it just so happens that a lot of out-of-towners are calling in from the app right now. But, no, you're right. Yeah. There are a lot. Listen, we know the metrics. We know where people are listening. And there are a lot of people locally that do listen on the app. That is true.
Yes. And just so you know, I've been listening to you since the MJ and BJ were just a twinkle in 93.3.
Stop. We're back on.
Hang on a minute. Hold on.
KK, we're back on.
Hold on. We're back on the air. Hold on. I think we're back on the air.
We're back on.
Okay.
The indicator light in the studio stopped turning. Stop.
All right.
That must mean we're back on.
All right. Hang on a second.
The light's on outside the door.
All right, hang on. Let me call Michelle. Hang on. Let me call Michelle to confirm, because now I can maybe get back on track here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And
MJ, these poor callers. Martina Orlando's been holding for 35 minutes.
I know.
And we're going to drop them. Oh, no.
Hey, Michelle? Oh, I thought I heard a pickup. Come on, Michelle. Pick up. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Hey, turn the radio on my bedside.
It's on.
Okay, so we are coming over the radio. All right.
You are coming over the radio
now. Okay, thank you. All right, let me try to get back on track here. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, the texts are rolling in. We're back on. All right. Back on the air. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, folks, we are back on. We are back on 104.7 FM. We just had a major technical problem. We've been off the air since 5:33 a.m. All right, let me take a break right now. I got to take a break. And because I don't even have the show put together. I've been running around with like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to figure out what's going on. All right, 7:17 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. We're going to start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. I know the sales floor. Oh, no, you need to play all the commercials that you missed. BS. I'm putting the show back on track. I got a major contest I started at 8 o'clock this morning, and we've been off the air for nearly 2 hours. All right, hold on. 1 hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ begins next, including... the whole damn place is running a little late today. We are going to kick off our major new contest in just over half an hour. It is the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. We're bashing the hell out of inflation and high prices. Your chance to win up to $1,000 happens in a half an hour or so. So 8 o'clock-ish, a little after 8 o'clock. Anyway, keep listening, and we're just going to tell you when to call in to play the Inflation Smasher game. Hey, Fester, I'm just going to be honest here. I have not even remotely laid out this show. I've been running around with like a chicken with my head cut off, and I get here at 5:30 and I lay out the entire show. I mean, all my prep is in a giant pile, and then in the last half an hour, I put together sort of the way I want the show to flow, and working on the fact that we were off the air for almost 2 hours this morning. I didn't get a chance to put the pile together, so I'm just being honest. I'm like totally discombobulated. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ now, and I don't really have things laid out the way I want them laid out. So listen, I'll make it work though, okay?
You know what? I have no doubt in my mind that you will make it work. If you need some filler times for you to plan, let me know. I would be happy to break down everything that's happened on Big Brother. It's such an amazing season.
I don't give a flying crap. I don't give a flying crap about Big Brother, to be quite honest.
Listen, you're
so,
doing great.
folks, we are back on the air at 7:30. Just for those that are just tuning in, or you heard, dead air, we had some kind of malfunction at 5:33 this morning. I'm in the studio, and I'm laying out the show. Creature of habit, do the same thing every day. I walk into the studio about 5:30. I have a giant pile of all the prep that I've done the night before. And then I have notes, and I kind of lay out the show, and that's what's missing here. I haven't had time to lay out the show, so I'm just going to have to kind of, wing it from my notes and my big pile that I haven't collated and organized. So the transmitter had a big problem, 5:33 this morning. Transmitters were actually on, but no audio is being fed from our studios here in St. Pete for some kind of technical problem. And listen, this place is a dump. And I've been complaining about the technical aspects of this place since I got here in 2020 when we brought the MJ Morning Show back. It's a ticking time bomb. And, I don't know, maybe this will accelerate the new studio builds. We've got all the equipment in-house. All the equipment has been sitting here. And we just need to start building these studios out and get rid of these 2006 time bomb, crapfest studios. So
nothing will accelerate. You know that, right? Nothing.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
Well, it might accelerate me out the door is what it might do. No. All right, 7:32 at the MJ Morning Show. So minutes away from our brand new contest. I'm very, very excited about this. And it happens in less than half an hour. Yes, Roxanne, why are you smiling?
Yeah, no, I'm just smiling like we're getting through this day together. That's what kind of smile that was. I just spoke with Linda Hurtado. She was going to be a guest on the show today.
Yeah.
She's flexible. She's coming in tomorrow, same time.
Thank God.
All right. My God, you didn't even need to bring that up. You could have just.
Thank you, Lord.
Isn't that what we do around here? Don't we talk transparently about things that are happening?
Roxanne's
That's exactly what we do. We say what's on our mind. I'm keeping you abreast. I don't know how long this segment's going to go. Is it going to go an hour? Is it going to go an hour and a half?
No.
Let's get the information out there because she's supposed to come in at 8:30 today.
Yeah, but nobody knew that. Nobody knew that.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're doing an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ right now. Yep.
Hey, don't take your huffiness out on me, mister.
Hey, I just want you to know, I talked to Brendan McLaughlin. He's available as well. I mean, sitting at home right now.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. Nice guy.
Yeah, he was a very, 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 very nice guy.
I talked to Bob Height yesterday. He said he has a beer waiting for you when you come up to the Carolinas.
And then amid all of this,
all right,
Andrew, our producer, has jury duty. So he has to leave. He had to leave at 7 o'clock. So amid our technical meltdown, Andrew, our producer, has Hillsborough County jury duty, and he's like juror 1100, and no jurors were excused. Every single juror called is supposed to report this morning, when a lot of times it's like jurors up to 350 need to report, or jurors up to 400 need to report when you call like the jury information line. So
what a crazy day we have. If anybody calls in, you'll hear a different voice. We have Sue Haley working the board. She's doing a great job so far.
Good morning.
No, I'm working the board.
Well, she's working her board back there. She has a board, right?
But she
takes calls.
I got buttons.
Exactly.
So, Haley, tell them all the buttons you have back there.
I got like 3 buttons I'm working with.
Three buttons.
But I run the actual board here,
Does she,
Fester.
does she have a switch to take you off the air?
No.
Damn it.
She does not.
That'd be a boss-ass move, Sue Haley, if on your first day you took MJ off the air again after he was off the air for an hour and a half.
He deserves it sometimes.
Did you see that there's like a cucumber recall in like 31 states? Are we part of the cucumber recall?
I love cucumber.
Yeah.
It's cucumber. How do you say?
Oh, yeah. What?
Hilaria.
Hilaria Baldwin.
How do you say cucumber?
Yeah. Cucumbers in 31 states. Can you see if...
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
No. Look at all these.
Yeah,
it's almost every state.
Yeah,
33 states. Look at this.
Cucumbers in 31 states and the District of Columbia are being recalled after hundreds of people have reported illnesses linked to salmonella. In an update, the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, announced that Salmonella africana and Salmonella Bradenderup.
Oh, I don't want either of those.
Were originally reported as 2 separate outbreaks. The agency identified 449 people who were ill after eating salmonella-laden cucumbers, 125 people hospitalized. No one has died from the salmonella-linked cucumbers, luckily. Listen to this. One of the sources was linked to untreated canal water used by a grower here in Florida. What the bleep? Untreated canal water?
So Florida is a big cucumber production state.
Where do they grow them? Like out near like Belle Glade and out toward Lake Okeechobee, all that farmland? Is that where the cucumbers? So are we like part of the cause of the salmonella outbreak nationwide?
And if you buy cucumbers and don't eat them, but just cut slices and put them under your eyes, is that still safe to do with salmonella or dangerous as well?
Probably give you pink eye.
Maybe.
You got crap water cucumbers on your face.
You're going to get pink eye.
You got toilet duty water in your eye. That's
exactly
pretty much
what you'll get.
That's pretty much how you get pink eye.
Yeah.
Is toilet duty water is so great. One of the sources of the salmonella is linked to a cucumber grower here in Florida that used untreated canal water to irrigate the crops. Isn't that lovely?
I will tell you this. Florida is the number 2 cucumber producing state.
Is that true?
Yes. According to the Cucumber Association of Cucumber People.
Hey, speaking of...
Do you know what the number 1 state is?
No.
Michigan.
Get out of here.
Michigan's the number 1 state. Downtown Detroit. It's all those houses they leveled are now cucumber farms.
That is not true at all.
Michigan's Michigan, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, California. Top 5.
Why is Michigan a big cucumber producing state? Doesn't make any sense. Hey, speaking of food,
yes.
I saw this debate online, and it turned into like this whole social media argument. Speaking of food safety, chicken. When you get raw chicken at the store, do you wash that chicken or don't wash that chicken? So you buy Tyson or Purdue chicken breasts or whatever, or thighs or legs or wings. You get the raw chicken inside those little styrofoam tubs. Do you wash that chicken or do not wash that chicken?
When you wash the chicken, you're going to get all the nastiness into your sink and possibly contaminate anything else you do in the kitchen. You do not wash the chicken.
Fester, what do you say?
I have heard more recently that you do not wash the chicken for exactly that reason, but I don't care.
There is a...
You still wash it?
You wash the chicken.
There's a personality online. I don't know who the hell this is. Nara Smith. Have you ever heard of Nara Smith?
Nora or Nara?
Nara. N-A-R-A. I guess like the Japanese city with the wild deer running around. Nara Smith. She's a model. She's a model and a social media influencer, and she's got various, I guess, accounts online on the various social media platforms. Anyway, she's got a crap load of followers, a hell of a lot more than me on Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. And she has started some kind of an uproar because she's online cooking and she tells everybody, or she says that she doesn't wash the chicken. So listen to this.
You know what sounds really good after a long day? Some wings. I don't wash my chicken because you genuinely don't have to, but you can do as you please. This is what I make when I want a quick dinner.
Oh my God, it's like porno chicken cooking. Hey, I don't cook my chicken. I'm touching my breasts right now.
Chicken breasts.
Exactly.
Yeah, chicken breasts, right.
I'm fondling my chicken breasts right now. Yes.
What are you rubbing on your thighs?
And then I'm going to grab my thighs.
Yes.
Then I'm going to rub my thighs. And then, wait till you see me fondle my wings. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, and my legs. Legs and thighs. And, you want to squeeze my giblets between your fingers? Anyway, listen to her.
You know what sounds really good after a long day? Some wings. I don't wash my chicken because you genuinely don't have to, but you can do as you please. This is what I make when I want a quick dinner. I started by seasoning my wings, adding some baking powder to my seasoning, and then popping them on a wire rack. While those were baking for about an hour, I started on my chimichurri.
Is that her shtick? Is like sexy cooking talk or whatever?
I don't know.
Anyway,
sexy with no intonation. It's just
it's really low key.
Anyway, she's very attractive. Very. I can see why she's some kind of model. I don't. But so she's an internet personality. She started this firestorm. In the beginning of that audio clip, you hear her say, "I don't wash the chicken," and this is and people are like, "Oh my God, that's gross. That's terrible. What do you mean you don't wash your chicken? Oh my God, I want to." Folks, she's right. You do not wash your chicken. I make chicken typically every week. I buy a whole package of those thighs. Chicken thighs are the best. Chicken thighs are so underrated. You cook chicken thighs, you kind of coat them with olive oil, salt and pepper, maybe some paprika, and you put those things in a Pyrex glass dish. You slam those in the oven for about an hour, and you want to get the internal temp to 200 degrees plus. And you can cook chicken thighs that hot because of the high fat content versus a chicken breast, which you might dry out. But chicken thighs are unsung heroes. I'm telling you right now. I typically cook a whole package of chicken thighs every week for for lunch.
So you don't wash your thighs though.
No, I do not. I do not wash the thighs. I don't wash my chicken.
So you like cooked germs dead on the outside of your chicken?
No, listen to me, Fester. Go to the USA. Do a Google search.
Sure.
Do a Google search. I'm telling you right now. Do USDA.
USDA.
Should you wash your chicken? Now later on we'll answer the question: should you choke your chicken? We'll do that later on.
I was saving that joke for the end.
All right. So should you wash your chicken? Look at this right here. USDA website. USDA. This is the United States Department of Agriculture. The USDA recommends against washing your raw poultry to help minimize the spread of bacteria. However, if you do wash your raw chicken wings, please remember to fully clean and sanitize surfaces that may have come in contact with raw juices like your sink countertop. The deal is, when you wash your chicken, you're spraying potential salmonella and other bacteria around. Even if you think it's all contained in the sink, you're having particles and droplets that are flying around. Just take your freaking chicken, whether it's a breast, a leg, a thigh, a wing, whatever, and you just cook it. Your oven, the cooking temperature is going to kill anything. Do not wash your chicken. So this woman started this whole uproar. And oh my God, that's disgusting. I'm never going to follow you. I'm not. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was reading some of the comments. It's like, I'm not making a damn thing that you're making. I'm not following your recipes. You're gross. You're not washing your chicken. She's 100% right. You do not wash your chicken.
Okay. But for generations, chickens have always had this, it's kind of funky when it's raw. And generations of families have washed it. People grew up watching their grandmothers wash their chickens before they braise them.
We didn't have microscopes back then.
Yeah, but that's right. But
we didn't know all the small little bacteria climbing around in the sink.
That would live on your sink forever. Old Meemaw didn't sanitize her sink 100% after she did it. But MJ, people have generationally gotten used to just washing their chicken.
How many times do you think you can say wash your chicken? Heard you say it like 10 times now.
I don't know what it is. I don't
wash
know
your
what.
Chicken. Wash your chicken.
I don't know why we're fixated on food here, but a couple of other things. There's a dude that freaked out because he went to the hot buffet at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. I don't know what it has been forever. I'm trying to think of the last time I actually got food from the hot or cold buffet at Whole Foods. I think it's been like maybe 10 years. It's been a while. This dude ends up with a $20 box of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
And he had no idea. So I'm sure the price of Whole Foods...
It's $11.99 a pound.
Okay. But
I know this firsthand, and I did something very... I don't know what this guy did.
Yeah, well...
I know what I did.
It sounds like he did what you did. This dude ends up with $20 of mac and cheese because of... This says $11 a pound. I think it's probably going to vary. Depending on where you are geographically, I think the amount per pound and what the price is at Whole Foods. I'm guessing that in New York City, in Manhattan, that the hot and cold foods at Whole Foods probably more expensive than if you're at a Whole Foods in Louisville, Kentucky, or something.
I mean, it might have been $11. It might have been $10.99, or for some reason, $11.99 sticks in my head.
This guy piles up a container with mac and cheese, and it was $20, and he's like, freaking out. He's saying, "Oh my God, this is a crime! This is a crime." He also posts online, "You guys trapped me."
Macaroni cheese entrapment.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then he starts complaining about how pricing ought to vary. Because think about this.
On what you get.
Right, exactly.
I thought the same thing.
Clearly, some foods are more expensive. If you get like a beef stew, or you get some kind of prepared meat dish on the hot section at the Whole Foods salad bar, clearly that costs a whole lot more than other foods that you might get. But there's no sliding scale. It's whatever you get is, in this case, $11.99 a pound. This guy packs up a container. $20 worth of mac and cheese?
Dude, I went to the Whole Foods in Midtown, and they had the salad bar. I met my old lady there for lunch. Let's go to Whole Foods.
Oh, that's right. You told us that.
And we get a salad, and with all the crap and stuff you get on it, it was $22. I left it there. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to spend $22 on a salad. I just put it right back.
So how do you avoid making the same mistake? A customer at Whole Foods posted a viral video where he was in shock after buying $20 worth of mac and cheese at the hot bar. Yeah, Tristan is the dude's name. And he put up a message with a caption, "Getting robbed at Whole Foods." And the video starts, Tristan is filling up a to-go tub with mac and cheese and then a carton with fried chicken breasts at the Whole Foods hot bar. Then the video cuts to Tristan standing at a table back home. As he opens the lid of the mac and cheese, he says, "Looks good, doesn't it?" But he says, here's what you need to know. He explains that the quart-sized tub of mac and cheese that he purchased came out to $20.
Yeah, it's about 2 pounds.
To my utter disbelief, not once have I been to a restaurant and the mac and cheese has cost more than maybe $15. He says this on camera. Whole Foods, I have a bone to pick with you. Next, he mentions that once he saw how much the mac and cheese would cost at checkout, he didn't feel comfortable leaving the cash register to go back to the hot bar to dump out the food.
I didn't have that issue.
He says, "You guys trapped me." The woman's awkwardly staring at me. "You going to pay for that?" She says. Tristan says that he was moments away from having to commit a crime just to get away with the mac and cheese. What was he going to dart out of the store, like, dine and dash? Anyway, just be careful. This reminded me of, this is a while ago when I worked for a radio station in Los Angeles called Pirate Radio, KQLZ Los Angeles. We were excited. Our building was at the corner of Sunset Boulevard and Cahuenga in Hollywood. And if anyone knows or if anyone's seen it, it's the CNN building. And the big CNN logos on the top of the building. So our radio station was on the 11th floor.
Okay.
And we got so excited about a year and change of me working at this station. On the bottom floor, on the street level, they put in one of those salad buffet places.
Okay.
You know, like it was like a soup plantation, because soup plantation used to be out in the West Coast. You know, here we had sweet tomatoes.
So it was like what a sweet tomatoes
Yeah,
used to
and I think at some point, soup plantation and sweet tomatoes, they merged. So they became the same company, and of course, then they all went out of business. And man, I tell you, I miss sweet tomatoes, something awful. I loved sweet tomato, even though the food quality went down a little bit, and they reduced the bowls. There was not as much chicken in that chicken noodle soup that they made.
But the noodles were still so nice and thick.
Yeah, the noodles were great. Exactly.
They're out of business now.
But they're coming back, though.
Yeah, one store in Arizona.
Yeah, but
I'll hold my breath.
No, I think that the plan is to bring like sweet tomatoes and soup plantation back. Anyway, so there used to be a soup plantation on Wilshire, which I used to go to on the Miracle Mile. And in our building, there was some competitor. And it was by the pound. So it wasn't all you can eat. They did it by the pound. And I remember that I went down with Elliot. Elliot worked at in fact, Elliot now does mornings up in Washington, D.C. Elliot is on some station in D.C., Elliot in the morning. So I go downstairs. We're all excited. The place was like open. I think it was the first day. And I can't remember how much the salad bar was per pound, but they had the whole array, all of the cold chopped vegetables, all the lettuces.
Oh, they had vegetable and lettuce in the salad place.
They had all the soups.
Did they have dressings with ladles?
They had ladles and dressings, the whole thing.
They have chickpeas?
They had chickpeas, garbanzos or chickpeas. I got into an argument with Michelle that she didn't think that garbanzos and chickpeas were the same.
Same thing.
And all right, so we go down to the salad bar. I think it was their first day open, all excited. Elliot ends up with a $47 salad. And this is like 1991.
He was ahead of his time,
This
or
is
that
like
restaurant was.
This is like 1991 money, and he ends up with like a $47 salad. Like, what the? I can't remember how much it was a pound, but he was shocked. And he didn't have he didn't have the money to pay for that thing. So he just walked out at the front register. The lady's got the big, container of his salad, and he just left it and walked out.
Keep it. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay $47.
Bill's this. I don't think he ever went back. First day, last day of the salad by the pound place, which is that's hysterical. Oh man! Hey, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I got to talk. Well, I don't want to give it away. Let me. I want to keep this clean for broadcast.
Oh.
Although I'm going to share some names. I'm going to make a noise, and I don't want you to look. Just the noise of this.
Okay.
Do you know what this is? Hang on, man. Let me. Well, MJ TV can see me. I'll keep it low. I don't want the bag to rustle.
It's a rustling bag.
It is a rustling bag.
It sounds like rubbish.
Hang on. But I have items in the bag, so I'm going to take the items out of the bag, and I'm going to make a little noise here. Folks, do you know what this is? Fester, you can't see it. Do you have any?
It sounds like you're slapping two VHS cassettes together.
Dude, did you look?
No.
Those are VHS cassettes.
That's a good guess.
There's a certain sound.
That hollow plastic knocking
Hold
sound.
on. You did not look to see what I had in this bag?
I literally had my eyes closed because I didn't want to peek.
But it seems like something you'd have in a bag.
You swear that you did not know that I had old VHS tapes in my bag.
You are probably the only person I know who still has VHS tapes, but yeah.
Well, I don't have many, really. We tossed most of these are not mine.
Oh.
These are not my VHS tapes. Listen. These are not mine.
It's that hollow plastic sound.
All right. Wait to hear this story. My parents have a whole bunch of like home movies, a bunch of old videos, like my grandfather's like 75th birthday on like a Betamax tape. So my parents have beta and VHS tapes and a lot of old family events on old videotapes. And I said to my mom, because they're just like in the garage, I'm like, they're going to get ruined. Do me a favor. Just box everything up. Send me all the tapes because I'm going to do a big project and I'm going to transfer all of our old videos, like Michelle and I, on like high 8 or something. You know, remember the old 8mm videos?
Yeah.
Our wedding is on that. I took a whole bunch of honeymoon video when we went to Australia on our honeymoon in the summer of 1994. So I say to my parents, do me a favor. Send me the box of all the home movies. I'm going to work on transferring them off of the more volatile old videotape. I'm going to digitize them. We'll put them all on a hard drive and preserve all of our family memories. So my mom gets everything together, puts it in a big cardboard box, and she UPSs it over to me here in Tampa.
Okay.
They're down in Fort Lauderdale. So they UPS me this box, big box with all these videotapes. We're going through the box this past weekend, and there are some VHS tapes in there.
I think I know where this is going.
Roxanne, where do you think it's going?
No.
I think your parents snuck a little bounce videotape in there. And it literally was bounce if it was theirs, right? Because back in the day.
So you're saying in the box of supposedly home videos, there was some. Whoa! All right. Yeah. Let me share some of the titles with you. Sexorcist Devil.
Wow.
This is called Sexorcist Devil.
Okay, hold
That's
on.
a genre right there.
I'm holding this up to MJTV.
Okay, hold on.
I'm holding these videos up to MJTV.
I think that's where you're going.
Yeah. Well, these may not be videos of the folks, but this might be your dad's stash.
Yes, exactly.
Dynamic Vices.
Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here, a little kink.
Dynamic Vices. All right, hang on a minute. All right. Primal Urge. Look at this. I'm holding these up to MJTV. Primal Urge on VHS.
So your parents sent you old school pornos?
Here's a good. How about Back to Class?
Okay, now we're going into the copper teacher vibes.
I'm holding, folks. I'm holding these up to MJTV.
Oh my God.
If you've never watched MJTV, turn on MJTV. Or you can always watch the replay. MJTV, we're live every morning from the beginning of the show at 6 a.m. to the end of the show about 9:40, 9:45, 9:50. So, and you can always go, it's on YouTube. You can watch us live or you can, roll it back. You can, later in the day or later at night, you can just go to mjmorningshow.com, click on MJTV on the top nav bar, and then when we're live, you can click on the live bar or you can watch any of our archive shows. So I'm showing these videos.
Back to class?
Back to class, baby.
Do we have a VHS player here in the studio?
Yeah, back to class. Oh, look at my English teacher. Chicka wow wow.
You've been a very naughty student. I have to give you
what
a
else do we have here? Sex Fifth Avenue.
God.
Right, wait a minute. This is clearly a play on Sex Fifth
Avenue. We know.
So the name of this video is Sex Fifth Avenue, not Sax Fifth. My parents are 80 years old. My dad is going to be 82 in October. My mom is like 79.
Does your mom know these exist?
I get a box of porno tapes from her. I'm expecting, family movies, and I did get the family movies, but mixed in, I've got pornos on VHS from like 1982.
Does your mom know that she's been harboring these videos for the last 30 years? This is Dad's collection, dude.
I don't know.
I mean, you don't think they're watching them together?
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. Don't slam them down.
That's a collection.
Hey,
whoa.
MJ, did you ever see the TV in Andrew's studio? It's the old style TV. Is there, hey, Sue Haley, that little TV in the corner, is there a VHS attached to that TV?
Is there?
I do not see one.
Look
but
up in
I'm
the
sure
corner.
we can arrange it.
No, up in the corner. You know, remember they had those little TVs with the VHS slot?
with the slot right in the front.
It's that size. It's like a 12-inch TV that's from, I swear, in our studio, it's like a 1988
Right,
TV.
so I can stick it in the slot, then we can see the slot.
Okay, again, so that doesn't have one. We got to find, I mean, MJ, I got to say, I haven't watched like a VHS version of anything dirty in a while. That's pretty funny.
Oh, man, can you imagine? Open up the box for my mom, and I got the family movies, and then a whole stack of pornos in there.
They must have been like, maybe they were your dad's stash, and he just hid them like in the thick of the other movies.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's Dad's collection. Call up Dad.
He doesn't pick up the phone anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Call up Mom and say, put Dad on the line. Oh, gross.
He doesn't pick up the phone anymore.
You know what? Why don't you mail him back to him and get him a VHS player for Christmas?
So, what time is it? Almost 8 o'clock. So, essentially, we're at 8 o'clock right now. So, in minutes, ladies and gentlemen, in mere moments, we're going to kick off the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. And this is a chance for you to win up to $1,000. This is a local contest. This is local only. This is not one of the national contests. And listen, people do win the national contests, absolutely. When we do a group contest among our various Beasley radio stations, people are winning. We have local winners all the time. But this, the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher, is local only Q105 listeners. How would you like to win up to $1,000? Nothing less than $500, and it could be $1,000 or any increment in between. So we're going to play the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher in just a matter of moments here on the MJ Morning Show. Stand by. All right, there's a little more on the Matthew Perry death. There are reports that the ketamine queen, she's the North Hollywood ketamine queen.
Yes.
Apparently supplying Matthew Perry through the doctors. And that to me is baffling. You've got two medical doctors that were making money off of Matthew Perry, selling him, was it 20 vials? We did the math. 20 vials of ketamine. The cost of the vials of ketamine were $12 a piece. And they sold Matthew Perry the ketamine for $55,000. Remember, we had the audio bite last week of the U.S. attorney in Los Angeles, and he was saying how they were calling Matthew Perry a moron. Remember, the audio bite was I don't think we're going to be able to find the audio bite. Andrew's not here, but I don't.
Sue Haley.
What is it?
Sue Haley.
Sue? Sue?
Sue Haley, yeah.
It's two names. Sue Haley.
Yes, all one word.
Not
Okay.
Sue, not Haley.
All right, so
it's Sue Haley.
Can you find our audio bite of Matthew Perry and the moron, or is that going to be tough for you to find?
He did not show me how to do that, but I can do my best.
Forget it. Today's just a disaster.
It's not anybody's fault.
Yeah, no, it's not your fault. Because, Andrew had to leave for jury duty. We were off the air for nearly 2 hours this morning with technical problems. So, listen, it's just par for the course. I'm not prepped the way I need to be prepped because I've been, running around trying to figure out how to get us back on the air. So there's the audio bite of the U.S. attorney saying that the doctors were saying, how much money will this moron pay? And they're talking about Matthew Perry. Two medical doctors were calling Matthew Perry a moron because we did the math that he bought 20 vials of ketamine, and the cost of the ketamine, apparently on the medical front, is $12 a vial. So if you had 20 vials at $12 a piece, that's $240. And Fester might have found it.
The ketamine queen.
Fester's trying to bring up the audio on YouTube. But so $240 in ketamine at the wholesale cost, apparently, to the doctors. And they sold $240 worth of this drug to Matthew Perry for $55,000. So, further update. Do you think you found it?
I think I did.
All right, go ahead, play it. Go ahead and hit it.
These defendants took advantage of Mr. Perry's addiction issues to enrich themselves. They knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew what they were doing was risking great danger to Mr. Perry, but they did it anyways.
All right, maybe that isn't it.
Yeah, so, but then he goes on to say that they called Matthew Perry a moron. And, I mean, it's really just rough. The reason why I'm bringing the story back up is just some new information has come out that the ketamine queen, this Jasveen Sangha, according to friends of hers, acted as if Matthew Perry's death was no big deal. So she was essentially the ketamine supplier to the two doctors. We're talking about medical doctors licensed by the state of California that were feeding Matthew Perry drugs when the guy was addicted. Two doctors licensed by the medical board in California took the Hippocratic oath, do no harm. And here they're cashing in on Matthew Perry's addiction and even saying, let's see how much money this moron will pay. $55,000. So now we hear that friends of this ketamine queen of North Hollywood,
friends,
accused of supplying the drugs that killed Matthew Perry. When the news broke of Matthew Perry's death, friends of hers are claiming that she was carefree, maintained her active social life in the days leading up to her arrest, that she seemed carefree once Matthew Perry died, knowing that she was the source, and apparently made claims like, hey, I'm not forcing them to do drugs. So she's a major supplier, and her excuse, or, she was telling herself, hey, I'm not going to be guilty if they die. I'm not forcing them to do drugs. And that even leading up to her arrest, that she was like business as usual, party time, social scene, out and about, when in fact we know that a couple of months ago the story broke that there was a heavy investigation into who supplied the ketamine that killed Matthew Perry from friends.
My guess is if you are the ketamine queen, you're in that business, that's what your mentality is. Don't care what your drugs are doing to people.
So is Ketamine Queen in jail this morning? She's waking up.
Yeah.
I don't think bonded out.
I don't know if she bonded out, but
I don't think they have a bond. I haven't seen a number.
Yeah, but she was arrested. I don't know if she bonded out.
MJ, you hear the details about his assistant?
The live-in assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name was, I got that written down here somewhere.
His name is Kenneth.
Yeah.
Iwamasa.
Iwamasa. Kenneth Iwamasa was Matthew Perry's personal assistant.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yes, Sue, do you have the audio?
I think I got the audio.
Okay, roll the moron audio if you have it. Go ahead.
In the end, these defendants were more interested in profiting off Mr. Perry than caring for his well-being. Defendant Placentia saw this as an opportunity to profit off of Mr. Perry. He wrote in a text message in September 2023, quote, I wonder how much this moron will pay.
There it is. Excellent job.
I love her.
Excellent job finding the audio button.
Good job.
Yep.
Good job.
That's the best part of the show so far. It's the only thing that's worked right this morning.
That's the only thing that's worked right.
Thank you,
100% right.
All right, MJ, listen.
Yep.
The ketamine queen, I mean, Roxanne's right. If you're a drug dealer in L.A., you have to have this really, carefree
attitude. You have
attitude.
to be unattached,
and you have
sort
to
of
think you're
sociopath.
above the law to even be in this business in the first place. She never thought she was going to get caught. But here she is. Wow, what a mess.
Okay, so what I was going to tell you about the assistant, shortly before Matthew died, he asked his assistant to shoot me up with the big one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
Did we talk about that last week?
We mentioned that last week, that Matthew Perry said, hey, I want you to shoot me up with a big one, meaning shoot me up with a heavy-duty dose of the ketamine.
And after he gave Matthew that injection, he left to run some errands. And that's when Matthew died in the hot tub.
So you said his name is Kenneth something, right?
Iwamasa.
Iwamasa, yeah.
Did he go by Kenneth? Because I hate dudes that go by Kenneth.
Why?
I can't stand the name, but Ken is fine.
Hold on.
Ken
is okay, but you don't like Kenneth?
Ken, fine. Kenny, okay, great.
Kenneth, no.
Kenneth, no dice. I'm out.
That's a weird little quirk you have there.
I never call. If your name, I'm Kenneth. I'll be, hey, Ken. And that's it. No respect for men named Kenneth or who go by Kenneth.
Let's do the inflation smasher right now.
Yes.
Sue Haley, you know how to screen calls and everything? All right, let's go. Let's do the inflation smasher right now. This is a rough morning for us, folks. I'm just being honest. We didn't come back on the air until, what, 7:20? Was it about 7:20?
Yeah, that's about right.
So we were off the air from 6 a.m. to 7:20. So almost an hour and a half we were off the air. So to say that I'm off kilter and I'm fit to be tied this morning, that's an understatement. So just everything's out of whack today. But if you're tuning in right now, hey, I guess it's business as usual. But I'm just letting you know that I'm freaking out of whack. All right, let's go. Let's go with, look, every line's already cranking here. Let's go with caller number 50. Caller 50, 800-990-1047. So Sue Haley filling in for Andrew, who's at jury duty. Talk about the wrong freaking morning. You know the movie Airplane? Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
This is the wrong week for us.
Yeah. So, kicking off the week. So we're off the air for nearly an hour and a half. Andrew, our producer, had to leave at 7 o'clock because he's got Hillsborough County jury duty today. He's juror like number 1110 or something, and they're still calling all jurors when a lot of times they only tell like jurors 1 through 350, 1 through 400 to report. And last night the recording said all jurors need to report. There are no excused jurors. He's juror 11 freaking 100.
There's no way he gets picked, right?
Hey, listen, you don't know.
I mean, do you want a guy like Andrew on your jury? Or do you? I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Yeah. All he's got to say is that, he's on the MJ Morning Show and,
all he has to say is he has IBS and the judge would be like, out.
Yeah.
Be gone with you.
All right. So caller 50 right now, 800-990-1047, and you'll be the maiden voyage contestant for the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. Caller number 50, 800-990-1047. So once you get on the phone, we're going to activate the Inflation Smasher machine, and then you get to push the button. You'll say, go, and we'll activate the smasher, and we'll see how much money is behind the smashed out glass wall that you walk away with the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. It's a very visual contest. It's very, you can imagine once we fire up the Inflation Smasher machine, you'll see how it works.
This is some old school radio theater here.
Oh yeah, this is some old school radio theater. Absolutely. All right, so we're looking for caller 50. What number are we up to? What number are we up to in there?
Sue Haley, turn your mic on.
Okay, all right, keep going. Get almost there. We're almost at caller 50.
Stop at 49, Sue Haley.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stop at 49.
Yeah. No. Just give me 50. Yeah,
okay.
You know what? I don't feel like playing games today.
The day MJ doesn't feel like playing games is the day our games.
All right. So one additional Matthew Perry story. The creators of Friends, Marta Kaufman and David Crane, they apparently asked Matthew Perry if he wanted to leave the show during his addiction struggles. So he was having drug problems back in the 90s.
Yes.
During the actual show, he was having trouble. And apparently the creators of Friends asked Matthew Perry if he wanted to walk, if he wanted to leave the show.
He's a lifelong addict.
Yep.
He's always had substance abuse issues.
Yeah, he has.
Friends creators Marta Kaufman and David Crane spoke about the late actor and learning of his drug addiction during an interview that they just did with the Times in the United Kingdom, which came out on Friday. They said by the time we became aware of his drug problem, we were already a family on a lot of levels. There was a point where we said to him, do you want to stop being in the show? And he was adamantly like, no, this is really important to me. Well, listen, they were making a lot of money. I don't know if that was
Pre-big contract.
Yeah, remember they all banded together and the Friends stars, They said that they were all going to walk if they didn't get. And didn't they end up getting like $1 million an episode?
All 6 of them, each of them got $1 million.
That was the Lisa Kudrow thing. She set that deal up.
Yeah, I mean, she might have played a ditzy,
No, she's a smart lady.
Lisa Kudrow is nothing in real life like the ditzy character she played on Friends. But they ended up making what? They ended up making what?
22.
How much money? What season? How many? Because the show was on from 94 to 2004. So it was on for what? 10 seasons or so. So I don't know what season they cooked up the $1 million an episode deal. Was that last season or was it near? I think it was near the end. Because I don't think they were making anywhere near the kind of money. All right, we have caller 50. Let me grab caller 50. Good morning. This is the MJ Morning Show. Who's this?
This is Robert.
Robert, where are you calling from, my friend?
I am calling from Eagle Lake, Florida.
And where is Eagle Lake, Florida?
Right beside Winter Haven.
Wow. Look at you. Look at you. Listen, you're the first contestant for the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher.
Holy cow.
Yes, my friend. All right. Are you ready to play the game?
Yes, sir, I am. Let's
okay.
do this.
I'm going to activate the Inflation Smasher machine. This is a giant. This is like larger than the Hadron Particle Accelerator. This is like a giant accelerator centrifuge, and it's going to start spinning and whirling.
Right.
And then once the machine gets going here, I'm going to tell you when to say, hit it, all right? And when you say hit it, that's when the arm is going to extend and smash out the glass wall, and then we find out how much money's behind it, okay?
Sounds great.
All right, here we go. We're starting the machine. Let's fire it up.
The MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher has been activated.
Oh, yes, it has. All right, it's gearing up. It's gearing up. Listen, it's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. Okay. Say hit it whenever you're ready.
Hit it.
Here we go.
You've won $1,000.
How about that?
$1,000.
No way!
You did it.
Oh my God, my wife is going to be. Oh my gosh, that is incredibly awesome, and I am the first one. Oh my gosh, I got that sucker out of the way.
Yes, you know, $1,000 right off the bat.
Woo!
Holy crap! $1,000.
You don't know how much that means to me, man. I could definitely use that money really, really, really bad.
Well,
really bad.
you got it. You got $1,000 in cash. The first ever Inflation Smasher winner, $1,000. Congratulations.
I listen to you guys all the time, and I love you guys. I won the Microsoft Surface Pro 8 back in 23.
Oh wow! So you've won before. Yeah. Look at this.
Back in 23, last year.
Way back in 23. Yeah.
Back in the old days.
200 days ago.
Hey, so listen, you're a walking testimonial that it really does pay to listen to the MJ Morning Show.
Yes, and it pays to wait and let the others go ahead of you.
He's right.
You've got a strategy.
There's a whole philosophy to working the phone lines.
Yeah.
When we say call in now and caller 50.
Quick.
Yeah, you got to call in, but then be ready to call in again to get the right number.
Yep. All right, hold the phone. Hold the phone. We're going to get all your information, okay?
All righty.
All right, congratulations, buddy.
Wow.
Awesome.
All right, there we go. All right, he is on line 4, as you know, Haley Sue, right?
Sue Haley.
Sue Haley.
Haley Sue Haley. We'll get
whatever it takes. 220, 221, whatever it takes.
By the end of the show, we'll get it. She's doing a great job.
Whatever. All right, so that's the first ever Inflation Smasher, and right off the bat, $1,000. Gino, our afternoon guy, is going to play it again after 3 o'clock.
Oh, I have to listen. I have to hear how he pulls it off.
All right, so keep listening. We'll play it again after 3 o'clock, the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher, where you can win up to $1,000, never less than $500, and just keep listening. So every single morning at around 8 a.m., and then every single afternoon after 3 p.m., make sure you're listening to Q105 for your chance to win. Roxanne, you had some kind of an issue in your home, and you can't say the F-bomb on the air.
Of course not.
But hold on. I got a message from you.
Yeah, you can read it.
Yeah. We had a big F-word controversy in our house. Is it the F word I'm thinking about?
Oh, yeah. It's the F word.
All right.
The F word.
But your kids are like 5 and 7?
7 and 4, actually.
All right.
Yes.
So what kind of an F-bomb controversy do you have with kids that are 4 years old and 7 years old?
Okay. I'm going to start the story and tell you my children would never say that. That's what I'm going to say.
Hold on. Your kids would what?
Never say that.
Would never say the F-bomb?
Yes.
So
I mean, at this age, maybe I'm sure when they're older they will.
So
but they would never say that.
What's the controversy about then?
So my husband called me on Friday, and I had to do some PTA stuff after work. He said, you work on your stuff. I'm going to take the kids to this birthday party that we had to go to at 5:30. He said, get there when you can. So he calls me as they arrive a few minutes later, and I can hear my older daughter crying, and he's like, you are not going to believe what just happened. You will not believe what your daughter just said. He said, we got it. We were getting the presents out of the trunk. We picked up the bags and the bags broke. And she screamed at me, you're effed.
Hold on.
Yes.
Which one was this?
My older daughter, Evelyn.
Your 7-year-old?
Just hear me out. You have to listen to the whole story.
The bags broke?
Yes.
And then, wait a minute. Did your daughter say you're effed or you're the actual word?
The actual word. Okay, according to Doug.
She said the word. You're the F word with the ED at the end.
Yes.
You're effed.
Yes.
Okay, so technically she's right, because when a bag breaks, you are effed.
What was in the bag?
Gifts. So they pull the bag out. The bag just falls apart. Gifts for the birthday party.
Okay.
And she screams at Doug, you're effed. Okay.
Really?
So that's what he told me. That's what he told me.
So far, she's right.
Wow.
So she's hysterical in the background. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that. And he's like, oh, yes, you did. So they get to the party. Then I arrive at the party like an hour later. And by the way, I was mad at Doug because that's what wives do. We get mad at our husbands for this kind of stuff. And I'm like, this is your fault, by the way, because she hears you say that on the phone, if you're, talking business or whatever. She's heard it from you. We have no one to blame but ourselves. If she has an impulse to scream that when something goes awry, we have no one to look at but ourselves, because she's not getting that anywhere else. So I'm like really furious with him. So and it just is out of character for her. She would not do that. She's offended by bad words, etc. So I get to the party and I come up to her. I said, listen, I want to talk to you about what happened today. And I'm mad at Daddy or I or whoever you've heard that word from. You can never say that again. She's like, Mom, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. So then Doug had also mentioned to me that another mom, who's one of my closest friends, was standing by the car. And so I was so embarrassed, and I walked, and like our kids play together. I'm thinking, I don't want this mom to think that my kids are telling her kids bad words.
Right.
So I go up to her and I'm like, yeah, we had some drama, I heard, when they arrived today. I'm so sorry about that. That's not, Evelyn's never talked like that before. I don't know what happened. And she said, Roxanne, I know what Doug thinks she said, but she didn't say that. She said, and I'm going to say it and you're going to see what I'm talking about.
Right.
She said, and she's a high-pitched voice.
Right.
Your fault. Your fault.
Oh, your fault.
Yes. Your fault. And so it sounded to Doug like she said, you're effed.
Right.
And so that's what the whole controversy was. And she was like, that's why she was crying and hysterical, because she knew she didn't say that. But her father was convinced that that's what she said. And now that in and of itself is rude, to scream at your dad and say your fault. But guess what? That's totally typical. But I wouldn't put that past her. She would definitely do that. So it was, I believe her.
I got to be honest.
Yeah.
You just scared the bejesus out of me, because, I thought you just stopped short of like the CK.
I don't know that we needed the high pitched reenactment, because you did scare the hell out.
That's what I wanted to do.
I saw MJ flinch, but still, Rox, I think the kid would have been right either way, right?
I mean,
Wow.
she wasn't wrong either way.
It was Doug's fault, and in that second, Doug was bleeped. What are you gonna do? Pick it up?
Thanks to everyone that phoned in to play the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. We just had our first winner at $1,000. So congratulations. What was his name again? Haley Sue.
Sue Haley.
Sue Haley. What was his first name? Do you have that handy? Do you? Are you still on the phone with him? I think she's. I
She's
can't
getting his information.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't hear you. Are you? I think she's still talking to him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's still on the phone with him.
Good.
Do you remember his first name?
I don't. I know he's from Eagle Lake, which is the town I never heard of, but it's right next to Winter Haven.
Next to Winter Haven. And then Gino's going to have the next chance to play after 3 o'clock. So we're going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. Your chance to play the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. So after 3 o'clock today, and then right back tomorrow morning here around 8 o'clock, we'll do it again. Stand by. Michelle. On Tuesday.
Oh, so it's primary. That's why they're all out there.
Right.
It's not early voting for the general.
No. I
don't know. Early voting seems to be getting earlier and earlier this year.
Listen, are you that civically disconnected?
I don't worry about the primaries.
It's early voting. Yeah, so it's the primary early voting that just ended yesterday, at least in my county. So in Hillsborough County, early voting ended at 6 p.m. yesterday, and Michelle and I, we just tool into the Jan Platt Library on Manhattan and South Tampa. We just kind of stroll in about 5:47. the last minutes of the early voting.
Nobody was there.
No, there were a couple people there, but it was pretty quiet. But all of the signs. You had people that are pushing their candidates, in the parking lot, for the appropriate distance away from the front door, from the polling place. So if you've noticed, all the signs at the voting place, that's because early voting, at least in Hillsborough County and other counties as well, has been in effect.
Yes.
In Hillsborough, my county ended yesterday. Michelle and I, instead of going on Election Day on Tuesday, we decided to do early voting for the primary. But that's not why I'm bringing this up. It's been a while since I've been in the library. I don't frequent the library.
Okay.
Every library has the same smell. They all smell the same.
Yeah, because they all have books.
Yeah. Nice booky
All right,
smell.
so
That's the common denominator.
Locker
That is.
rooms all smell the same, too.
There you go.
Another
Septic-
common denominator.
Sewer plants all smell the same.
So Michelle and I pull into the parking lot, and this was not there the last time I voted. And the last time I was at the library, the Jan Camus Platt, whatever it is, whatever the library. So the last time we were there, this was not there. So I don't know when these were installed. Do you know they have drive-up Wi-Fi parking spots where during library hours, you can pull into the parking lot, and they had like 7 parking spots. And, it had the Wi-Fi signal, the little curved lines, the bigger line curved, and then the next big line, then the next to the small, and then you get to the dot. It's the Wi-Fi symbol. And they have that painted, where you'd have like the handicapped, little symbol, painted in blue. They have the Wi-Fi symbol painted in these parking spots. And then there's a sign, and I even, see if I can find my phone. This day's just been a disaster. Oh, here's my phone. So, you know what? I'll hold this up to MJ TV, and you know what I'm going to do? I'll probably end up posting this on my Instagram.
It's the Hillsborough County Public Library Collective. They have the Park and Surf Wi-Fi service.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So I took a picture of the sign, and let me.
It's at like 25 libraries across the county.
Yeah. So I'm going to hold this up to MJ TV right now, and this is the sign. It says Park and Surf free Wi-Fi, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So it's even beyond the library hours, because the library is not open till 11 p.m.
No.
So you can pull up into the library parking lot, go to one of these Park and Surf parking spots, and you can surf.
And you don't need a library card, or you
No,
don't need to have a,
no,
because
it's-
if you use the computers inside, you have to use your
Right.
library card
so
number.
it's free Wi-Fi, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Park and surf. So I'd never seen this before. And I'm going to go ahead. I'll post this up on my Instagram in just a bit. So if you couldn't watch, you know what? I'll post it right now.
Okay, let's do it now.
I'm going to do it right now. Let me just add this. Oh, you know what? Give me a second, because I want to put multiple pictures up there. The point, though, the reason why I'm bringing this up, I had not seen this before. But do you know where do you know where this is going?
Yeah. The first thing you think of anytime I see free Wi-Fi and dudes just sitting in their car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this blocked, or are there filters? I know that when you go into the library, aren't there filters on the library computers?
I don't know. I've never sat down and used a library computer. I don't know. And if I
maybe do a search, do a Google search. Are there content filters on Hillsborough County Library computers? I thought that if you went inside and you used their computers to surf the internet, I thought that there were some filters on those computers. But the question I have, if you pull into the parking lot and you park your car, you're in your car, and you're using your own device, you're using your own laptop, your own cell phone, your own tablet, whatever, is the internet filtered? Or, I mean, I said to Michelle, I said, how many folks are like coming into the parking lot here and they're surfing porn in the free Wi-Fi parking spot? Do they filter that out is my question.
So I remember there being a story, I think out in California, where people who were unhoused would go to the library and just
Hold on, did you say people that were unhoused?
That's the new term. You can't call them homeless anymore. They're unhoused.
Where did you come up with this?
Dude, do you not listen to NPR? You cannot call them homeless anymore. They're
that is a
that's
thing.
a thing.
It's a thing.
No, I don't listen to NPR.
I do. And listen,
Fester.
Homeless is an offensive
Fester
term.
listens to NPR, and now what is the name of that show?
All Things Considered?
Yeah, this is All Things Considered.
1A?
Why do they talk like they're on sedatives?
Wait, don't tell me. You ask me a show. I know them all. Listen, but MJ, you can't, if you call them homeless, it's offensive.
It sounds like they're taking Matthew Perry's ketamine over there. They're all...
They slow it down.
Yes. All right, so you're telling me on NPR they can't say homeless anymore? It's now the unhoused?
Yeah, that's the unfriendly word.
I'm not
is
saying
homeless.
that. What I'm saying is, in society, you can't say homeless anymore, and you have to address them as unhoused. So I remember a story of people who were unhoused going into like the San Francisco library and just wankalating all day. And like you're there with your daughter trying to do a book report. And there's unhoused.
Nothing we can do about it.
Sorry, we can't.
I have a semantics question. How is unhoused, like from a word standpoint? How is that better than homeless?
Well, because
would houseless be better?
Well,
as
hold
well?
on. We're in this world of this political correctness where I could come up with a whole series of words and themes, and that's unacceptable now. Who's decided that? Who are the police, the word police, that have decided that certain terms and phrases are unacceptable, inappropriate, not politically correct? So now you can't say homeless according to NPR. You got to say unhoused.
It's not according to NPR. It's just they choose to use that word, and now I've adopted it as well.
But my question remains: I've never seen these Wi-Fi parking spots. While you talk, Fester, I'm going to go ahead and post this.
All right, post it.
I'm going to post it right now.
I have to tell you, one time I got in big trouble with my daughter.
Cheers.
And it relates to Wi-Fi. So we
Right.
were going to actually the station party at the Trop. And so we didn't have our tickets. So I wanted to pull over and get our tickets
Right.
from the app.
Right.
Well, the only way I could do it is by going into a place like Starbucks to use their Wi-Fi. And so we pulled into the parking lot. Daviana was sound asleep, knocked out. And so I had to get their Wi-Fi. I could only get it by pulling into a handicap spot, a disability spot up front, right? But there were two.
Are you allowed to say handicapped anymore? Or is that
I'm scared.
Yeah. Roxanne just caught herself. Is it a handicap spot anymore, or is it
spot for disabled parking?
I prefer to call them handy-capable.
Okay.
I believe people can do all things.
So there were 2 open. So if someone came up and needed to get in one, they would have one to get into. But my kid freaked out. The police are coming. The police are going to come get us. Get out of here. And I'm like, do you want me to get your tickets or not? Do you want me to wake up Daviana and have her be a difficult, so it was one of those moral decisions. I think if the parking spot next to me had been filled up, I definitely wouldn't have done it. But I had to get close to the building to get their Wi-Fi.
All right. So what if somebody that needed that spot?
Yeah. That's what I just said. That there was an available spot next to it.
But would you have moved your car though?
Oh, I would have had to.
Let's say two handicapped people showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, the second the one filled up next to me,
Right.
I would have had to have backed out immediately.
You would have been as awful as MJ at the Aldi.
Yes.
Which we know what a kerfuffle that caused.
Hey, I just posted the picture.
Oh, good.
I just posted the free Wi-Fi picture at the library. But my question remains, do they filter you? I mean, can somebody just pull up there and surf for porn in their car? And who the hell knows what else they're doing in their car? Does anyone know? 800-990-1047.
I mean,
if anyone knows, 800-990-1047. It's Haley Sue? Do I have that right?
It's the other way.
All right, Sue Haley?
Yes, Sue Haley.
Sue Haley.
Let's get it right.
I'm sorry.
Let's get it right.
All right, it's just been a very
Do you want me to write it down
discombobulated
for
day.
you?
No, yeah,
Okay.
probably so.
Okay.
All right, screen calls here quickly. Does anyone know, can you pull up to the free Wi-Fi at the library in the parking lot, drive up free Wi-Fi from 7 to 11 p.m., at least Hillsborough County public libraries? Are you able to surf for whatever you want? Are you able to sit in the parking lot and surf for porn? I'm just curious because I think that could be a big problem. All right. If anyone knows, 800-990-1047. Or I would, you know what? Beyond that, I would like to speak to someone that's used the drive-up free Wi-Fi.
Sure, that makes sense.
I would like to, if you have used the drive-up free Wi-Fi, why? Did you run out of data on your phone? Do you not have internet at the house? What is your name, Flintstone? All right, call.
Never do. Well, Ma, I gotta go to the library.
All right, just out of curiosity. All right, fire up the phones. Listen, inquiring minds. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. A special traffic alert. Pat has just rolled into the studio, our traffic guy. What's going on?
Major problem, northbound 275. We got a vehicle fire that is blocking 3 lanes northbound north of Howard and Armenia in both directions now. Northbound back to the Howard Franklin Bridge. And if you're southbound on 275 back to I-4, it's back to MLK because they're looking at it, southbounders.
Oh, my God. What a mess. All right, special traffic alert. All right, give it to me one more time, Pat. All right, give me one more time because you just spewed out a whole lot of information. All right, again, it's
northbound 275.
Northbound 275.
North of Howard and Armenia.
North of Howard and Armenia.
3 lanes blocked. Looks like the fire's out now, but 10 minutes ago, it was smoking bad. So both directions slowing down. Southbounders looking at it.
So has this backed up to the Howard Franklin yet?
Correct. All the way back to the exit of the Howard Franklin.
Oh, my God. What a...
And then if you're coming in I-4, it's backed up to MLK all the way down to the Howard and Armenia area through the interchange.
Because they're rubbernecking on the...
They're looking at it.
They're looking at the other side of the road and jamming that all up.
275 and I-4 both intersect MLK.
Big messes if you can avoid it, do so.
Oh.
All right. Thank you, Pat. So
Thank you, Patty.
Some instant breaking traffic news here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Look at the phones. I think I've got my my free Wi-Fi lines have lit up here. Just out of curiosity. Let me grab Ted. Ted's on I-4 in Lakeland. Ted, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing fine. All right. So are you a free Wi-Fi library patron?
No, I'm not a patron. But I can tell you the Wi-Fi and the LAN connections all have the same level of security, whether it's in the building or not.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi does not change inside and outside of the building, and Wi-Fi filtering of this type is applied at the router level.
Okay.
It's not doesn't reside on the local machine, because then you can just disable it on the machine.
Oh, I got you.
Whatever you want. So it's not actually the computers that you're, touching the keyboards on that are blocking your access. It's the main controller on the router that's blocking the.
All right, so you're saying if someone goes to the library and doesn't have a computer, and you use the library's computer, they're going to have whatever level of security on that. If you bring your own laptop into the library and you connect to their Wi-Fi, same level of security. And if you pull up in the parking spot outside and you're in your car in the parking lot using their free drive-up Wi-Fi, same level of security. And Ted, it sounds like you're an IT guy of sorts. Do they block unsavory websites?
Yeah, in Florida, the libraries use, there's several services. There's Net Nanny and Cyber Baby, or I can't remember all the names of them. There's actually one specifically for libraries that they use, and it blocks, you can actually report sites to it, but there's a library that the software goes, and it checks the library of blocked and banned sites every day or every week, whatever the update schedule is, and it'll update any that's considered to be offensive or profane.
All right, so porno sites are going to be blocked, right?
In general, if that's the policy of that state.
Of that state.
So like in California, probably not.
All right, but here in Florida, the porno sites are blocked.
Yeah, in Florida, they should be. Now, that's not to say you can't find one that does have pornography on it, but
that's
you're not going to get to any of the big name ones that are well known or anything like that.
Gotcha.
So it'll block them. Sometimes it doesn't block them, but it monitors your behavior on them. They have that in there too. So if you're on a bomb-making site, it might not. Or if you're on a fertilizer site, like if you go to a site that talks about buying large amounts of
ammonium nitrate,
fertilizer,
and diesel fuel. Yeah.
It will let you go through, but it will monitor that.
Wow. Hey, Ted, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
That was good information.
Okay.
Oh, here's Desiree in South Tampa. Desiree, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So you've used the drive-up Wi-Fi in the library parking lot.
I have. I've used the one at Jan Platt Library a couple times.
All right. So I was just there yesterday, and this is the first time I ever saw the parking spots, the signs, because I don't think the last time I did voting at the Jan Platt Library in South Tampa, I don't think they had the drive-up Wi-Fi. All right. So, Desiree, why have you used the drive-up Wi-Fi?
My son goes to Coleman, and I kind of work from, during the day, so I've had to drop him off, and I might need to stop and get something done, and I just have pulled right in there right away just to use it. So it was the easiest thing to do. I drove there before they even had the signs there, and then I could always pull up the internet, so they must have just went on and then, put signs and let people know that you can drive up and do that now.
So, Desiree, you drove up to use the parking lot Wi-Fi because you didn't want to use data on your phone or a faster connect? What was the reason why?
I had my Mac, and then I had the phone, but sometimes the phone doesn't always work as fast, or the connection isn't as good. I know that one's a little bit faster at the library.
Gotcha.
So it's easier to just hop on there and get what I need done instead of, relying on the phone to go through with the hotspot.
Got you loud and clear. See, this is why I asked for phone calls. So it's not like you can't afford internet at the house, so you have data on your phone, but when using your Mac, it was just better to hook up to the free Wi-Fi since you were nearby.
Exactly. And sometimes I just like to get out of the house and not work from home and go to different areas. So, if I'm out and about and I need to get something done, I'll stop there if I need to. Gotcha.
Thank you, Desiree. I appreciate you listening.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Good. All right, something totally separate. Sheila in Largo. All right, Sheila has something else she wants to bring to our attention here on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Sheila. Welcome.
Thanks. Good morning.
Hey.
I actually just wanted to do some terminology for Pat the traffic guy, because from the Midwest in the Chicagoland area, when there's an when there's an accident on the highway, freeway, expressway, whatever your terminology is for that.
Yep.
there's an accident. They call it a gaper's block because people are gaping at the accident.
You Midwesterners and your crazy expressions. Gapers.
Gapers.
That's actually
so
funny.
essentially, a gaper's block are rubberneckers, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly it, except it's just different terminology.
And also, I say exactly, and you say exactly.
I nasal my A.
Exactly.
Your traffic reporter, Pat.
Exactly. Exactly. Sheila, thank you so much for phoning in.
No, you're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.
I mean,
Gapers, that sounds like something in your crotch, doesn't it? A
Gapers.
gaper's block. It's like I got some kind of, plumbing problem going on.
No, it's
I
gaper.
gotta go see the doctor. I got a gaper's block.
You're confusing gape with gap. You gape at a gap. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
I don't feel comfortable with any of this conversation.
All right.
I'll stick with rubberneckers.
844.
Which also sounds weird now that we think about it.
So we have Sue Haley and MJ.
Yeah.
And she's giving us every caller.
Yeah.
So Anthony and Palmacia?
Hang on. Anthony, where are you calling from?
She's giving us everybody.
Palmasola.
Where's Palmasola?
It's in Bradenton.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, Anthony, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. What can we do for you?
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Why don't we take and send Fester up to the Library of Congress in D.C.
Yeah.
Have him park outside and try to have him access some porn and see if that one is has filtered on it.
It's actually a terrible idea.
No,
Andrew.
no, wait a second. You called in to suggest that Fester drives up to D.C. to the Library of Congress?
Sure. I mean, we need to find out if this really, if system is
All right.
Andrew, thank you.
Anthony, thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Andrew.
Have a
Yes,
great
I mean,
day.
I'm sure I'd love to go to the Library of Congress.
I talked to Sue Haley about call quality control. Would
All
you
right.
please?
She's great. She's doing great.
I'm feeling like a rookie right now.
You're doing a great job.
It's not a
No, you're
free-for-all.
fine.
It's not a free-for-all.
Andrew, our normal producer, is at jury duty right now.
If anybody wants to just get on the air, call Sue Haley.
Yeah.
She'll put you right through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
a good call. It's a good idea.
Andrew's at jury duty. Andrew's number one backup, Ryan, is at a funeral in Chicago.
That was planned a month in advance.
I hope he's not late for the funeral because of a gaper's block. All right? All right. In Chicago. In Chicago. I think the funeral, I asked him where it is in Chicago. He said 1060 West Addison. So I guess that's the location.
Well, what are you going to show up? He gave you the exact address?
Yeah, 1060 West Addison. If you want to go to the funeral, folks, just pull up 1060 West Addison.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cute. The Wrigley Field trick. Kind of cute. Little Blues Brothers there.
Yeah, I must say.
Yeah.
The Blues Brothers
1060 West Addison is the address.
Wrigley Field?
Yeah, for Wrigley Field. It's a big scene with John Candy and the Blues Brothers. All right. I have a very important neurological thing to discuss right here, right now on the MJ Morning Show. A neuroscientist is saying that these are the 3 things that you need to avoid if you want to protect your brain. A neurologist, a brain doctor expert. 3 things you must avoid to protect your brain.
Is traumatic injury on the list?
It's not what you think. Clearly, we're not dealing with physical trauma. We're not talking.
Okay.
We're not talking with some kind of a steel girder falling off of a 12-story building and cracking you on the head.
If you want to protect your brain, don't shoot yourself in the head.
This is not wear a bicycle helmet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go flying off your bike into a tree, that you have some type of protection. No.
But Fester, this is usually something they'll tell you is like, be careful what contact sports your kids play because concussions are a thing.
This is not a physical list. These are things you must protect your brain from, non-physical. Here we go. Neuroscientist says, number 1, gossip and drama.
Oh, God.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. These are on top of the list. Being involved in gossip and drama reduces our ability to focus and think logically by increasing activity in the emotional portion of the brain. Number 2, so drama and gossip.
I'm with you. Office gossip.
Avoid it.
School gossip.
It just jams up your brain, and it reduces the ability for your brain to function in other needed areas. Oh, so essentially, don't clog up your brain with crap.
Well, because when you're gossiping, it's stuff you can't share with everybody. And then it's like your brain has to think about, wait, who can I share with? Who can I say this to? Oh, I need to change what I say to this person. You can't have that mucking up your brain.
Next, negative self-talk and criticism. Repeating negative narratives wires the brain to look for what's wrong rather than what's right. It also increases stress and anxiety and reduces performance and our ability to achieve our goals. So get the negative self-talk and criticism out of the equation. Again, these are like just brain-clogging, negative, it's like, anti, issues here. Instead of focusing on the positive and keeping your brain open for positive processing, you're jamming it up with all this negative stuff. And then finally, and this is, oh God, people are so guilty. Everyone does this. Everybody. Doom scrolling. This, when you have downtime and you're doom scrolling, you are screwing up your brain.
Really?
Yes.
The worst part of it is when you doom scroll and then you realize like 10 minutes has passed and you don't even know what's happened. You haven't retained any of it. It's just been like garbage.
I've caught myself, and I'm really conscious about this now, and I don't do it. I've stopped myself from doing it. But I'd be lying if I said that this did not occur over the last, couple of years, where let's say you're on Instagram. I don't do TikTok because of the the security issues. I have no TikTok on my phone. I don't want the Chinese commies to have access to all the information on my phone. If you've got the TikTok app on your phone, folks, get it off. Or else you're handing over all your data, everything on your phone, the Chinese Communist government has access to, if you've got TikTok on your phone, theoretically and technically. So, Instagram. The doom scrolling there, if you look at a reel and then you keep scrolling and then all of these reels, whatever the algorithm feeds you, you could get into that process, and before you know it, a freaking hour has gone by. You've wasted an hour of your precious life looking at what? So do not doom scroll on your phone in your downtime. That will also jam up your brain. It decreases focus and productivity by overstimulating and tiring the brain. And you're also decreasing your own creative abilities because time and silence and boredom are essential.
True.
To allow the mind to wander.
And create.
Like Wander Franco wandering for 14-year-olds in the Dominican Republic.
Wrong wander.
I'm sorry.
Don't wander like that. Please.
That's a little baseball joke. Baseball been very, very good to me.
Yeah,
all right?
that's not the only thing.
Well, not much longer. I think the Rays stopped paying him now, right?
I think he's been charged. I don't know.
I think the Rays, he's off the payroll. Rays are not forking over all that money anymore. 8:51 at the MJ Morning Show, rolling up on 8:52. This brings to a close over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We do it every morning about 7:25. This has been a very tough, challenging morning. Just trying to catch up. We were off the air from 6. Well, actually, before even the morning show. The radio station was off the air on 104.7 FM from 5:33 a.m. all the way to about 7:20 this morning. So that's really, talk about screwing up my brain. That screwed up my brain today, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it messes you up.
8:52, let's end our hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ. The 9 o'clock hour. I haven't even scratched the surface today. And, of course, we're almost an hour and a half behind anyway with the technical problems that we had. I wonder if that's going to accelerate, fixing our studios here. Are we finally going to get our new studio? I'm sitting here 4 years later, and I still don't have a new studio. Anyway, 8:53 now at the MJ Morning Show. Let me talk about my friends at Plan B Air Conditioning. busted. Nothing coming over 104.7 FM. And we're running around. I didn't get my normal pattern of getting here at 5:30 and laying everything out. Didn't happen because we went off the air at 5:33 during my half an hour, my crunch time, my go time, where I really kind of put the whole show together. So I got to be honest, I don't know what this show has sounded like today because we didn't come on the air until like 7:20 when they figured out our technical issues here. Maybe this will accelerate the new studios, or maybe this will accelerate my departure. We'll see which comes first. Oh boy, I've about had it, guys. I really have.
All right, just do something. Stop with the taunting.
I'm at my wit's end. Let me put it that way.
This is go take a mental health day tomorrow.
All right, so can we go to the supermarket and buy cucumbers now, or are cucumbers like persona non grata? Are they all off the shelves?
I was at Aldi yesterday, and they had plenty of cucumbers.
Well, I don't think Aldi cares if you get salmonella. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's a joke. I'm kidding. Also, the Aldis are about to explode. So remember I said that we are getting an Aldi in South Tampa, the old Winn-Dixie on Swan in Hyde Park.
Right.
That Swan Winn-Dixie, I thought I read, is becoming an Aldi.
Right.
But then again, there's another Aldi. I believe they're going to build an Aldi where the Barnes & Noble was on Kennedy and Dale Mabry. So the old Barnes & Noble, I believe, is going to be... what did you just find, Fester?
From the Business Observer. This is from April.
Yeah.
Aldi confirmed South Tampa store.
Yeah, but scroll up. But I think we're going to have two South Tampas.
Right. The one on Dale Mabry. This is the new build. And then you had just recently...
The grocery chain is in the process of retrofitting the former Barnes & Noble at Dale Mabry and Kennedy, outer edge of South Tampa, will be about a mile south of 275 and Midtown. All right, so the old Barnes & Noble. You also have, what's the office place you have in there? Is that where, like, Office Depot?
Office Depot in the back?
Yeah, Office Depot. There used to be a golf place in there as well.
Yeah, Protect or something.
Yeah, so the old Barnes & Noble, but then also type in Swan. Type in Aldi Tampa Swan. I believe that Winn-Dixie is becoming an Aldi. So we're going to go from like no Aldis within anywhere reasonable to my house, and now I'm gonna have Aldi coming out the butt.
Dude, bring your own bags and bring a quarter. That's all I can tell you. It's great. I was at Aldi yesterday. It's wonderful.
Oh man! And then Aldi's brother, Trader Joe, is right down the street in that horrible location where you can't get a parking spot and traffic's backed up on Swan and Dale Mabry because of that place.
We just did a no negative talk segment, MJ. Remember a few moments ago where we did the what's bad for your brain? Negative talk. Now we're negative talking.
Are you new?
That's all we do.
I'm just making observations.
Speaking of negative talk, guys, I have to tell you this story.
But my question is the cucumbers. Well, let me finish. So the cucumbers. So if cucumbers have salmonella and you have problems in 31 states, including Florida, and a lot of the apparent salmonella cucumber issues have been traced to cucumbers grown in Florida, where they pulled water for irrigation out of an untreated drainage canal. My question is, can I walk into most supermarkets and buy, if I want cucumber for my salad, can I go get cucumber? Now, Fester, you said you were at Aldi. How do you know that they were loaded with cucumbers?
Because when you walk in, the first thing you see is the produce area.
And you noted that there were cucumbers?
Because my wife went to Sam's Club earlier in the week and bought the English cucumbers that are wrapped in like the little cucumber condom.
Yeah, they're wrapped in the cellophane or the plastic, yeah.
Anyway, because last night was Sunday night, and for the 5th week in a row, we have Tossed Salad Sundays.
Oh, it's Salad Sunday.
Yeah, Tossed Salad Sundays, right? Which, is always a party. And I was like, ooh, do we have everything for our salads? And I looked and I said, ooh, there's cucumbers here. But I remembered Allison bought the English cucumbers.
Were those grown in Mexico and not like in the U.S.? Because there are 31 states. There are almost 500 illnesses because people have gotten salmonella from cucumbers. So I just don't know how many cucumbers have been yanked off the shelves, and if there are like bare spots in some supermarkets where the cucumbers used to be.
So 2 Florida growers have been identified as a likely source of some but not all of the illnesses. Bender growers of Boynton Beach, and Thomas Produce of Boca Raton, says the CDC.
Yeah, I don't think they're growing cucumbers in Boca. I think it's probably Belglade.
It's
and
right a little bit outskirts. So just past city limits.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I've got something for you, MJ. I got to say.
Is this what you were just about to say?
Yeah, it's important.
All right, go ahead.
So there's this British tech entrepreneur. His name's Mike Lynch. He's missing after the sinking of a super yacht off the coast of Sicily. This just happened overnight. There is at least one American missing. There was a tornado that came through, and this super yacht.
It'd be a water spout. Yeah,
whatever it is.
Over the water, it's a water spout.
It's a water spout.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it came through on land and then turned into a water spout, and this super yacht sunk. So this one woman who was saved, they've saved quite a few people. I think there were about, I'm trying to find all the details, say 15, 20 people on board. There are 6 who are still missing, currently missing. British, American, and Canadian nationality.
Oh, no.
This one woman survived.
Okay.
And she held her 1-year-old daughter above her head to save her from drowning. So this is happening now. They're searching for these people now.
So we should get over there and help?
No, I just, it's sad to me.
Sicily Water Rescue. Where is this?
It's off the coast of Sicily.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there are Americans involved. I know we don't do
Listen,
international stories, but it's happening
now.
now.
That happened internationally that made me say, holy crap. Did you see that fire on that Ferris wheel in Germany?
Yeah.
That was like, I showed the picture to my wife and she's like, that's why I don't go on carnival rides.
That's like a nightmare. That's like a horror movie. Flaming Ferris wheel.
Awful.
So people are at the top and the damn Ferris wheel's on fire. It's like a 3-alarm blaze.
They're like getting roasted.
It's like backdraft on a Ferris wheel. I mean, talk about, a nightmare scenario. Think of like the worst possible things that can happen. You're on a Ferris wheel and the damn thing is going up like the Hindenburg.
It looks like one of the...
Oh, the humanity! Oh, let me put the microphone down for a few minutes. I mean, what do you do? I mean, were people inside that particular car it was the top of the Ferris wheel and it's on fire.
But it moves around. The Ferris wheel is still moving and eventually it made its way to the bottom.
But were there people in the flaming car on this Ferris wheel?
I don't know.
All right, well, it says, listen, at least 23 people were injured when 2 gondolas of a Ferris wheel caught fire at some music festival near Leipzig in eastern Germany. Wow, what a mess. Hey, speaking of people missing, I thought you were going to go toward the missing guy in Hernando.
Well, that's a good segue.
Yeah, are you being smartass?
I don't know.
That's a legit statement.
All right, okay, just checking.
What happened to the guy in Hernando?
No, there's a 70-year-old man that's been missing since last week, and there's no word on this guy. 70-year-old man reported missing. He apparently went for a walk in Brooksville and didn't come back. According to the sheriff's office up in Hernando County, sheriff's office says that someone called to report a missing person around 1:30 p.m. last Tuesday. The caller, I guess, told the police that the man was walking near a wooded area.
Okay.
Baton Road in Brooksville.
Do they have the dogs out looking for him?
Well, this I guess this caller was concerned that he was walking with this David Lamar Brown. And now they're looking for David Lamar Brown. So the person was walking with him and a dog. The person then left for a few minutes to get something and then left his dog with
the old man?
David Lamar Brown, and then he goes back and missing. So before the man was able to go back to the wooded area, he said that the dog came back without Brown. So the dog found his way home.
Wow.
And this guy, Brown, David Lamar Brown, is still missing. So there's this giant search on since last week, and there's no sign of 70-year-old David Brown, missing since last Tuesday afternoon. The reports are that he has very serious medical issues.
He might be shoeless.
70-year-old white man, gray hair, gray goatee, thin, and he's missing. His last seen wearing a white shirt with horizontal blue stripes. He had blue shorts and no shoes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope they find this guy. I hope he's okay.
And there's some surveillance footage that caught him wearing one sock. So this is just weird. And
it sounds like this story is trying to be nice by protecting other issues he has. This guy doesn't sound like he's all there.
Yeah, well, the reports say that he has significant medical issues.
Yeah,
So-
asthma is a significant medical issue.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a little more details of what's going on with this guy. But he sounds like he is not doesn't have all of his brain working.
All right, well, anyway, hopefully this has a happy ending. I don't know if he's been missing since last Tuesday, if we're headed in that direction. All right, on the Hollywood front here, I don't get people that pay ridiculous amounts of money for, like, memorabilia. Listen, if you're going to get a draft of the Constitution, I can understand forking over some serious freaking coin for something like that.
All right.
But
yeah, there's so many of them floating around.
Listen to me. Is Indiana Jones's brown felt fedora worth $630,000? Come on. All right. Indiana Jones, certainly, cinematic history. It's got, big movie.
Big franchise.
Harrison Ford, absolutely.
Which movie did he wear it in?
But is that hat? Is Indiana Jones's hat really worth $630,000? You could buy a pretty nice home for $630,000.
All right, it's all relative. You know,
come on. Of course I know that.
There's some rich guy sitting there who has everything. He's like, you know what? I'll buy it.
I'm Elon Musk. I have everything. I'm going to buy the hat. Is that it?
I don't know that necessarily billionaires are buying all this stuff, but MJ, listen, it's not that much money to some people. I'm not one of them.
The TV memorabilia company Prop Store announced on Friday that the hat featured in 1984's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
That was the second movie, right?
Was expected to fetch between $250,000 and $500,000, but ended up pulling in $630,000. Come on, you have this thing made for $200 at a good hat store. Yeah, Julian. You know what Julian had made? My son.
What?
Julian had
Indiana Jones's bullwhip.
No, Julian went to this great hat store in the village. Go to Google. Type in East Village Hat Store, Manhattan. Julian, after Oppenheimer, had an Oppenheimer hat made, like almost identical, custom made. We went to the store. It was only a couple of $100, and the hat was custom made. The hat maker looked at the picture of what's the actor's name? Kelly.
I can't think of it.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about. I can see his face.
The Irish guy, and it was also in the Peaky Blinders. What's his name? Anyway,
that guy. You gotta play that.
Yeah. So Julian had the Robert Oppenheimer, the J. Robert Oppenheimer.
Cillian Murphy?
Killian.
Killian Murphy?
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. Thank you. I thought it was like on the tip of my tongue.
Is it called East Village Hats?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that's it. I think it's that's it right there. Yep. East Village Hats. And they were so nice in there. And they have all kinds of custom hats. I mean, they have all the old, hat making equipment and everything. And
yeah, look at this place.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they're making stuff from scratch. And Julian had this amazing Oppenheimer hat made after seeing the movie.
Yeah. The look of 1940s nuclear scientists is really trendy.
Bottom line, folks, is don't pay $630,000 for an Indiana Jones hat. Go spend $250 for one that looks exactly like it.
Listen, the memorabilia game. Have you seen on Netflix? I think it's called King of Collectibles.
No.
It's worth a watch.
I'm sure it is.
Give it one episode. The guy is jet setting around the world buying hard to find items, and then he auctions them off. It's insane.
Jennifer Lopez apparently is chugging alcohol straight out of the bottle now. I thought that was Ben Affleck's trick.
Yeah, she must have learned it from him.
I thought Ben Affleck was the chugger out of the bottle. No, apparently Jennifer Lopez has been seen chugging alcohol straight from the bottle after a girls' night out on Ben Affleck's birthday. Wait, so Ben Affleck's birthday, Jen Lopez, J-Lo, goes out with friends, and she's seen chugging booze right out of the bottle. Well, there you have it.
All right, you don't know if she's just partying really good or in a totally depressed state. That doesn't tell me anything.
That's all I know, man. I guess you can draw your own conclusion from that.
I could have the best night of my life and be drinking out of the bottle. I could have the worst night and be drinking out of the bottle.
And then we have Ryan Seacrest's ex-girlfriend apparently drank shards of plastic on an airline flight.
This is a crazy story.
This is nuts.
Who does this happen to?
What's her name?
She's beautiful. I never saw pictures of her until this story.
Shayna Wall. Sorry, I don't keep up with Ryan Seacrest's girlfriends.
Why is that a...
No, moving on. Shayna Wall,
all right,
Seacrest's girlfriend.
A so-called ex-girlfriend of Ryan Seacrest was seriously hurt when she swallowed shards of plastic that were in her beverage that she drank on a flight to Rome. That's got to suck, and she's filing suit. Yeah, she's suing American Airlines.
That's awful.
We're American Airlines. Shards of plastic are in your drink. So she was on The Amazing Race. Is that one of your shows as well, The Amazing Race? Or you're just
He's
Big Brother?
Big Brother all day.
Too much running in The Amazing Race.
Yeah,
it's a lot of sitting and gossiping.
You just can't relate to running, can you? You can't relate to physical exercise and running.
Big Brother is so good, though. Tucker's HOH.
Former Amazing Race contestant Shanna Wall says that her throat, esophagus, vocal cords, and digestive system were injured on May 1st when she gulped down the broken plastic on an American Airlines flight from JFK, New York to Rome. She was confined to a bed, unable to work following the incident, requires ongoing medical care as a result of the internal damage.
Oh, my God. How do you not know you're drinking plastic?
This was claimed in a Manhattan Supreme Court lawsuit, which was filed last week. Ugh. I can imagine it getting, caught in your throat but I don't.
You know what I did yesterday? We were at a barbecue and I just peeked outside at the grill and I was like, you guys don't use that wire brush to clean, do you? Because remember what we talked about on this show?
That happens occasionally.
Right.
One of those little bristles from a wire brush, it's not uncommon for those to become dislodged, end up on the grill, and then right in your cheeseburger. Next thing you know, it's like you've got steel wool in your esophagus.
Yeah, in your esophagus, eating shards of metal.
Yeah, spikes of metal bristle.
Yeah.
Because those things do break off.
I was like, you mind throwing some tinfoil down on that for me?
Yeah, so she had, in the lawsuit, and her lawyers say that American Airlines had a duty to provide beverages and food that were uncontaminated and fit for consumption. I would agree with that. How did the plastic shards get in the cup? That just doesn't make sense. Because the cups are upside down, because they typically pull the cups from an upside down stack. So if you pull it off, anything that would have been in the cup would have fallen out. I don't understand how the shards of plastic.
Maybe the shards of plastic fell in the ice. Who knows?
Anyway, her lawyer did not respond for inquiries from the New York Post. American Airlines, I don't see any comment from them as of this point either. But that's terrible. I just don't understand the logistics of that, of how it happened. 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. The final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next here on Q105 on this whacked out Monday where it's just been a weird ass day. This has been a strange, strange day. Need something soothing, like a blood pressure lowering classical piece. I don't know if it's doing the trick, Fester.
I don't know. You should try ketamine.
Oh, yeah.
Really,
yeah.
Kinda,
maybe I can get a hold of the ketamine queen of North Hollywood.
Is she still operating? No, maybe.
Or, you know what? I'll get a hold of the ketamine queen of Land O'Lakes.
Yeah.
How about that?
The one in North Hollywood seems like she's dedicated to her craft. Like she'd still try to get you something done even from jail.
Oh, yeah.
The office is still open.
Yeah.
She'll make a call on the monitored prison phone. So, 9:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Fester?
Yes.
You're not really a country fan, are you?
Country what, like
country music? Yeah.
Not so much the new stuff, but I like the twangier Willie Nelson type stuff.
All right, so we're talking old, like classic country.
Yeah, like Conway Twitty.
All right. What about Keith Urban? Is he sort of in the middle, or is he? He's not really the newfangled generation.
No, he's
like, who's the maniac throwing chairs at cops off 6-story rooftops?
Morgan Wallen.
Wallen, yeah.
Yeah. So Keith Urban, he's like 2000s country in my book. He married the Australian actress. What's her face? Tom Cruise's ex-wife.
Nicole Kidman.
Yes, Nicole Kidman.
So Nicole Kidman is married to Keith Urban.
Yes. So he's a big deal. He's a top-line country act.
Right. But he really got his start back in the 90s, though, right?
Maybe late 90s, early 2000s, I guess.
Well, you're going to love this.
I know it.
So what do you know?
That old Keith...
Use your words. Come on, Fest. Use your words.
Keith Urban was at the Buc-ee's.
Yes,
he did a big concert at the Buc-ee's.
So Keith Urban,
look, I got my Buc-ee's cup today.
Keith Urban just shows up to a Buc-ee's
It was more
convenience store in Georgia and just
dude. You've got to stop
What
calling it a
does he
convenience
roll out of a van and just with a guitar and does a pop-up show in the parking lot?
A Circle
wait a minute.
K is a convenience
in
store.
front of gas pump number 116.
All right. You got to stop calling it a convenience store.
It's a convenience store gas station.
It's not a convenience store. It's
Right,
a
it's an
destination.
amusement park.
Fine. That's more
All
appropriate
right.
than a
You
convenience
know what?
store.
They need to get a flaming Ferris wheel at Buc-ee's. That's the next thing.
They have enough gas.
Yes. All right, so
But he did a huge show out in the field behind the Buc-ee's.
country singer Keith Urban gave a few hours of notice. It was only a couple of hours notice, and performed a free concert on Friday night in the parking lot of a Buc-ee's, which, by the way, the Associated Press calls a large convenience store and gas station in Alabama.
Yes. The Earth is a floating rock through space. I mean, yeah, it doesn't quite do it justice.
But the Associated Press is calling it what I called it, a large convenience store and gas station.
Yes.
Hundreds of people turned out for the show in Athens, Alabama, about 100 miles south of Nashville, outside of Buc-ee's, roadside stores known for barbecue. Yeah, I came down to this Buc-ee's about a month ago, and when I left, I went, it'd be kind of fun to do a show there. Urban told the crowd during the concert.
That's awesome.
Urban said that his caveman brain told him it would be fun to set up a little stage for a small audience. He says, I swear to you, I thought maybe 100, 200 people.
How many people have ultimately went? Does that have like a total count?
More than that, 78,000. No, I'm kidding. 78,000 didn't show up to the parking lot.
I mean, every story I see just says thousands of people. That means anything.
Yeah, so he expected 100 to 200. Only gave like a couple of hours notice. Hey, I'm sure he posted on his social media.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to be at the Buc-ee's in Athens, Alabama.
Little pop-up.
Free concert. And many more showed up than he thought. I guess words spread like wildfire.
There were probably 200 to 300 people in the Buc-ee's already. If that's what he was expecting to show up.
Yeah. It
he's
looks like I don't know, a couple of thousand people showed up.
Man, what a crazy day. That would have been awesome.
Did he let Buc-ee's know that he was going to show up, or did he call the Beaver? Hey, this is Bucky Beaver.
I dare you to do the rest of the show in that voice.
I mean, can't be any
I mean,
worse.
it's just 10 minutes or so.
That's cool.
You can do it.
Yeah. You know what,
There you
MJ, with all these ridiculous high-priced tickets and the whole conspiracy of ticket brokers and Ticketmaster and all that crap, I love this. Yeah, a free concert for
I
other
think
people.
it's great. I think it's a great story. I'm not really a country music fan. I couldn't name one song that Keith Urban sings. However, if I heard like one of his biggest songs, I would probably recognize the song. But I couldn't just reach in and
rattle
if
them
you
off.
asked me to rattle off 25 Tom Petty songs, I could, or Aerosmith, or Journey, or Def Leppard, or whatever, or Eagles. I mean, I could Salt and Pepper. I can
name at least two.
I can name three. I can rattle off, but Keith Urban country songs.
Well, he's on The Voice, or is he still on The Voice?
He was.
He was for a
I don't
while.
know if he still is. But
Maybe not.
But yeah.
He did a great job on that. I've heard nothing but good things about him.
Let me tell you, like the only country song that I can rattle off.
What?
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake.
That's about the only country song that I could name right
Has
now.
this guy done anything since the Applebee's song?
I believe
That was his high point.
I
for sure.
think he's working on something for Arby's right now.
Arby's, we got the beef. How come Applebee's?
Arby's, we have the meat.
Why would Applebee's not have had this guy do like a parking lot concert series? Whoever, I don't even know that guy's name.
Yeah.
Applebee got song guy.
I forgot his name.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, the Apple. All I know that it's the Bourbon Street steak and the Oreo shake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't been to. Yes.
I typed in Applebee's song guy, and the first thing that popped up is Walker Hayes.
Yeah, that's him.
yeah, that's him.
Walker. Yeah, that's his. Well, who else is the
I
Applebee's
don't
song
know.
guy?
I don't know why I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
Google actually works pretty efficiently.
That's how it works.
Wait, do you think like Brezhnev is going to pop up?
Bach.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin is going to pop up. The Applebee's song guy. Of course, the guy that did the Applebee's song is going to.
I don't know why I was so surprised.
Pop up there. All right, a couple of things before we get out of here today. Man, what a rough. I can't believe that we're about out of this mess. It's a rough ass day.
It's all right. Listen, the second half of the show is fine. You were mostly tolerable, which is better than most days. And
What the hell are you saying?
Really?
Am I wrong?
What are you saying?
Listen, we did great. And I'm very proud of you for not totally flipping out in the first hour and a half of the show.
The flip out is coming.
I liked that, like, calm, taking phone calls and asking people what they did over the weekend in the first hour. I liked that version of you.
I will tell you, I know we kicked off or punted off the early morons in the news, and we didn't get to that, but I enjoyed taking calls from listeners and just kind of,
easing into it.
How are you? How are you doing? All right, great. But you did great.
And
Hurricane MJ will rip through management's office
I'm
in
still
about 20 minutes.
I'm still processing everything. I'm still processing.
Whose ass are you gonna chew
Yeah,
first?
who are we mad at?
Dude, I am leaving as soon as this show's over because I don't want any part of this.
9:39 at the MJ Morning Show. Gino, our afternoon guy, will probably be off the air this afternoon as well. No, I'm kidding. Gino is going to have the second installment. So the first day of our brand new promotion, and we're off the air for nearly an hour and a half. But Gino will be back 3 o'clock today. A little after 3 o'clock, your chance to play the MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher and your chance to win up to $1,000. We gave away $1,000 earlier today with the launch of our new MJ Morning Show Inflation Smasher. Your chance to win up to $1,000, never less than $500. This is easy as it gets, folks. You listen to the radio station, listen to 104.7 FM, provided that our transmitter's on the air. And, of course, 104.7 FM, we are Q105. So listen, we tell you what number caller to be. You call in, you play the game, and you win cash. Guaranteed at least $500, up to $1,000. Our first winner today was thrilled. He was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this. We need the money." And it was
Robert in Eagle Lake.
Thank you, which is next to Winter Haven.
Yeah, right next to Eagle Lake.
Yeah, was our first player today. All right, 9:41 at the MJ Morning Show. Does anyone know anything about this new Alien movie? I know that it did very well at the box office over the weekend, but Julian is home for the course of the week here. Oh, man, this is crazy. So Julian came home on Friday.
But that wasn't the initial plan, right?
Well,
or was it?
He's home this week, but then he's got to go back up to New York on Friday because he signed up for freshman move-ins. So he's going to assist in his old dorm as part of the crew that helped the new incoming freshmen to NYU move in. So he's because his whole schedule got kind of curmungulated, and we didn't know we didn't know when his summer class was going to end, essentially. Anyway, so Julian is going to fly back up to New York, I think, on Friday morning, help with move-in on Saturday.
That sounds awful.
And then fly back home on Sunday, and then he's home for the next week, and then has to go back to start his new semester. So I just, I got to suck up. I just bought another unexpected round trip from New York to Tampa.
Okay.
Which, listen, I'd rather spend the money elsewhere, you know? Rather, light it on fire or,
Would you
give it to charity or something.
So when
charity or fire?
So Julian wants me to go to Alien Romulus.
That sounds fun.
It's the latest installment. I'm just, it's not my genre.
Yeah, but you have a kid in
It's okay.
film
That's
school.
cool.
You gotta
And
support
you guys
that.
are like, that's a good father-son bonding
I
deal.
know. No, listen, that's why I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go to Alien Romulus. Had a great box office. I think it did like $42 million at the box office. It was a wide opening.
When was the last time you went to a movie with your dad?
Yeah, first place, by the way. So the last time I went to a movie with my dad?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
This kind of event is only going to happen for a couple of more years.
I might have been 10.
Yeah. So think about it.
Because I never went to a movie with my dad from, I would have to say from, dude, that's a weird question.
Yeah.
I cannot remember. I remember my dad took me to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I know, right?
When I was 3 years old in 1969 at the Fresh Meadows movie theater right off the Long Island Expressway. Fresh Meadows. It's still there, by the way. My dad took me to that theater in 1969. I saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That was my first movie theater ever. I don't know if my dad has been to the movies with me since 1969.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what? And that was a big year because, 1969. I got my first six string.
Right.
I played until my fingers bled.
Yeah.
And
he was all
Summer
embarrassed.
69. Yeah.
You're at the movie theater and you have bandages on your fingers. And he's
Yeah.
like, what the hell happened to your son? He's like, don't get me started. He's playing guitar now.
Jerry quit. Joni got married or whatever. I don't know. What are the lyrics? Yeah. Summer 69. That's when I went to see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Never got too far.
Oh, dude. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. We love you. Remember that?
The bigger point is Julian asking you at this stage of his life.
I got a whole stack of pornos from my dad.
Oh, my God. Yeah, speaking of movies.
So
from your dad.
We had one very astute texter.
Let me put that in context quickly.
Yeah.
So
Please do.
if you missed this earlier in the show, my mom sent a whole big cardboard box of old family movies on beta and VHS and old 8mm. And in the box of home videos, because I'm going to digitize everything. Yeah, because these things are like just, in the garage, and it can't be good for old beta and VHS videotapes. So my mom sends me the whole box of family movies and all kinds of memorabilia, on video for me to have digitized. And inside the box are 5 porno VHS tapes. So that's what the reference was there.
Also, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Say it again.
Also, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Different kind of bang bang.
Yeah. I'm thinking there's one that starts with a T.
Listen.
Yeah, take the CH out. Take the CH out and put a T in the front of that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Your dad's got a genre.
So somebody sent me a text and was offended that we were only pigeonholing your dad as the owner of those videos. What if it was mom's kink?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man.
Anyway, all right. Let's get the hell out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
I still have a lot of stuff to
Call it a
get to,
day.
but you know what? I have so much that we didn't get to today because we were off the air for almost an hour and a half. Tomorrow's show is going to be really good, provided that the equipment's working. But, again, this studio is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
Whatever died was not actually the part that we're most concerned about dying, and that's the brain that controls the audio console. And when that dies, it's dead, and, who knows how long we'll be off the air. So, all right, folks, have a great day. I hope you have a much better day than me. I'm,
Wait, a better day
yeah,
than you.
yeah.
Listen, we had a rough start for the first hour. It's all
hour
up from
and
the
20
sun
minutes.
is shining. Go listen to the birds chirp outside.
Listen,
Go be appreciative of
I
something.
don't want to be negative Nelly here, but it was a rough start to my week.
But we
this
did
morning.
all right. We did good. Listen.
We worked under the conditions that we were handed this morning, and everything was fine.
Okay. All right, we're done.